Prayer, and then we'll do the pledge. Father, again, thank you for just a beautiful day given to us, another opportunity, Lord, to serve you. We especially want to bring the Lee family, Lord, to you as they're facing the loss of a loved one. I just ask, Lord God, that you would just be near to them, comfort them as they walk through just a sad chapter of their life. Thank you now, Lord God, that we have the opportunity to do the business of the city. We ask for wisdom, insight, understanding, and discernment, Lord God, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for each of you for being here this evening. We're going to call to order our regular meeting at Sand City Hall on April the 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m. First item is the approval of our March 12th regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion for that?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carried. This time we'll turn our attention to public comments. Let me just say a few things. For some of you who haven't been here since we started kind of a new format, we need you to come here, stand behind the little podium there if you would, and give us your name and your address and kind of what you want to talk about. So we'll open it up to public comments at this time.
Who's first?
Okay?
Ruth said, I'm not bashful.
No, I'm not. You know I'm not. Okay, my name is Ruth Jones, and I live right here on Court Street. And I have something that I need to talk to the council, all of you about, and I have not talked to Ann about this. As you know, we have a possibility of a new subdivision coming into Stanley, and we have already run into a problem that I think is above planning and zoning and certainly the BOA. This problem is something that should be addressed, I feel, by the mayor and the city council, hopefully with comments from our city attorney, Mr. Dixon. And what happened is that it was a confusing point, but it should never have happened and is unethical that it did happen. Person that wants to build this subdivision is new, has never built a subdivision before, came to talk to Ann, as he should have, and relayed to him that the city engineer is Nesbitt. Well, this person, not knowing any better, went to Nesbitt. Nesbitt, as an engineering firm, took them on as a client. That's totally unethical. Nesbitt cannot be our representative to the city and be a representative to a client. Look it up, Google it. It's totally unethical. And I don't think this is the way that we want to start any kind of a program. This is going to be a huge program, this subdivision with possibly 25 units. We don't need to start off this way. And I would hope that the city would take this under consideration and make a decision on whether Nesbitt can even be part of this anymore. As I said, look it up. It's unethical. I've worked for construction management teams my whole life, almost 30 years. Any company I ever worked for that did something like this, those people would have been gone now. And I think that Stanton deserves good people that are making good decisions for all of us, not just putting those decisions and taking what's best for them. So I would appreciate if you all give that consideration.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Based on those comments, I've got some questions, I guess, for Ann and Mayor. Can somebody enlighten me on that situation, please?
Well, I mean, Nesbitt, I talked to Nesbitt and asked them, and they did even say to me that, hindsight being 2020, maybe they shouldn't have chosen to represent them knowing that they were an engineering firm for us. But I talked to Dodd and, it is a complex, so I spoke with Palmer Engineering, who does similar work, and we're not gonna, any of these engineering services that would represent the city would not be with Nesbitt. Nesbitt would, in this case, represent
finances. They probably know more about our finances than, well, Tommy knows more, but everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So they have inside information
And I'll
that
publicly say
they
I
can
am.
put to use against somebody else. So we need to get the best of the best, not some rambled up choices.
I'm personally not happy with Nesbit, and, as a city council member, with the projects and everything going on, especially the Paint Creek one, I'm not happy with them, I'm not impressed with their work. What kind of take on it is it for us to switch engineering firms completely?
You'd have to do
I know we'd have to have a RFP,
it'd be a procurement we'd have to do.
and shouldn't we do that every now and then, just to see, when's the last time that's been done, just to see what options we get?
I don't know.
I mean, Nesbit
How
could
long-
reapply, but
How long's he been here?
He's not
About
been,
8 years.
about 8 years, yeah, probably.
We
2
had
years.
Bell Engineering prior to
Yeah.
this. But I don't like the fact that Nesbit went in. He should have known up front.
Well, he should know, known
Not
that.
to do that.
Yeah,
do that.
I mean,
And then to make us change engineers because he done that, I don't like that.
Well, the whole point of the matter is it's just totally unethical.
yeah.
And I think the people of Stanton deserve companies that are working for us that use ethical behavior. We can't start out, we can't start out in a bad way
Right.
from the beginning.
Don, do you want to address that, please?
Ethics is a funny word. Usually, when you look at ethics rules, it really just means how you should handle clients and customers. And we think of ethics, we think of right and wrong, and really, in most of these professional ethics situations, it's more about how do you professionally deal with situations. With respect to this, I don't know that it's a legal conflict. I don't know that they have any insider information that is not public record already. So I don't know that they have an advantage or disadvantage, other than they do have a relationship with you all. And what you all would have to decide is if Nesbit said something to you, kind of like on a jury, would you be more than likely to go with what they say or less likely to go with what they say? So, they're free to, they're not the exclusive engineers for us. They do work for us on a case-by-case basis. And I think the only appropriate thing to do is to have our own engineering firm be able to give good advice to the council in this particular situation. There's a large subdivision, to the best of my knowledge. This has not been anything that you all had to deal with in the past, and you all need good quality advice about the ramifications, because every political body out there wants growth. But residential growth by definition is an economic loser for communities. And so what you have to do while you want to grow as a community, simultaneously you want to mitigate that cost so that the old residents don't subsidize the new residents. That's the balance that you all have to play. And so that's why it's incumbent upon you all to have good, solid advice from your engineer. And I think, Ann did reach out to Palmer, but, we probably need to do a request for, proposals and get somebody in here and you all vet it and have somebody that you all can have confidence in. With my brief experience here in dealing with Nesbit, they've been professional in my interactions. They haven't done anything inappropriate. I don't think that they're unethical in quotation marks. They made a business decision. They made a decision to do this particular project, which is within their decision-making ability. But likewise, the city has to make another business decision, and that business decision is to find somebody that can give you good, solid engineering advice with respect to this development, as well as future developments, because this will be the hallmark for hopefully a lot more developments in Stanton. And you want to get it right the first time, so that the second and third time you have a good template out there. So I think Councilman Rice and the mayor's correct. We need to do a request for proposals, get somebody in here that can help advise everybody and move forward. And I'm fully confident that Nesbit will do a good job in representing the subdivision owners. But likewise, you all need somebody good that will give you advice and kind of give you the pros and cons so that you can do what's right by the people.
We don't have any.
So they just keep getting
Like an
chosen
exclusive
Yeah, every
every
contract.
time.
Yeah.
They're
There's
exclusive.
nothing.
Well, we had to do
in
the-
paper
you have to do
saying
the-
they have to do it.
You have to do the procurement, so it was
Understood.
done, and Nesbit was selected
Okay.
as the engineer for the city. In
Project
so
scope.
far,
Scope-
projects right now.
Scope to project, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
You gotta rate them, score them.
Yep.
To get it. Well, it just opens us to using other engineers. We'll have to this time, but if they do good, we'll have 2 or 3 to look at when we have. So,
Yeah, because we have, gosh, probably half a dozen projects ahead that, you know, we're gonna need, as you said, Don, we're gonna need some really good advice on.
Well, speaking from experience and living in a subdivision, one, probably the last one's developed here, let's make sure, you know, that it is done right from the get-go.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, folks,
Yeah.
we've been through this and that and everything, you
20
know,
years
and
worth.
it's a wonderful place and we love our, you know, subdivision, but it's had its hiccups and ups and downs and ins and outs. I mean, it's been but, you know, let's make sure we do this right, if we're gonna do it, for sure.
Yeah,
We want the growth, we want another
Yeah.
subdivision, but we don't want Homestead 2.0.
Yeah, no.
No.
Just be-
No.
just be candid.
No, let's learn from something and, you know.
And thank you, Jason, for bringing that up, because that's why I'm here
I
tonight.
was- I was thinking the whole time people were talking.
In fact, is Homestead actually finished yet? Last I
Not-
heard,
not
the
yet.
$25,000 exchange and that kind of thing hasn't
It-
happened
I
yet.
don't
It's not yet.
So-
I did notice they patched some potholes the other day, but
Yes,
as far as
So-
the,
That's probably the
So-
county.
Still waiting for the,
yeah,
Probably.
for the
I'd say they're
weather.
waiting on
Yeah,
blacktop.
so-
probably
still-
waiting on blacktop, but it's supposed to, what I've been told,
yeah,
so.
but as I said, I keep asking too. I keep
Well,
asking.
I appreciate
You
it.
guys have had more
We-
than enough of that.
So, I know
It's
that's
been
not technically an agenda item, is there any action that we should take for the request for proposal, we'll get it out there? I'm assuming it'll come from the executive side,
I think the mayor.
just let him do it.
Yeah, he can do that and get it
Yeah.
out, and really, we need to do it, post haste. It's
Okay.
real important to get that done pretty quick.
All right, I can do it.
And I don't, you know, we may wanna put in there, is there like a road acceptance policy that the city has?
What do you mean?
Well, when a developer builds a road, is it inspected and is it accepted into the system?
Well, we have.
Well, we have to accept, yeah, we
We
have
have
to,
to-
they get,
Engineers draw it all up.
Yeah.
well, we have, is it Justin Rice? He will
Oh,
give us the
That's for
name,
the
name.
You're talking about length, width,
With
Cold
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
wide.
yeah.
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 How much asphalt's
Yeah,
on
we have
it.
that, yeah, we have,
How
that, yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It
have
lays
that.
out everything.
I thought you were talking about names. and
And
stuff
then
like
the
that.
subdivision has to have curbs, has to have sidewalks.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we've already been, I know Ann's been through that with them, because when they brought the initial, there was not a whole lot there that was necessary, so she worked with them on that.
Good deal.
Yeah, I can promise you I'll do everything within my powers to make sure we don't have Homestead 2.0. Like, I'm following
Oh,
it to
we're
a
not,
T.
we're not
Yeah.
accusing you of
Well,
that.
no,
We're just
And as I.
letting you know our interest in doing
Yeah, no,
that,
and
so.
I don't blame you. I'm just telling you, like, I've literally, like, been going through this step by step, trying to get a hold of Palmer Engineering. If y'all want me to get other engineering firms to bring in some stuff, I'll do whatever. I want this done right from the beginning, just like you guys do. I mean that genuinely.
Yeah,
And Ann, I am certainly
Yeah.
saying that you're trying to do everything that you can, that you will do everything they want you to do, but we need to be on the right foot to begin.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean,
And
I'm
we're-
gonna get there to get.
and we're trying to minimize the conflicts, you know, that
Right.
exist.
Yeah.
Well, in my construction experience, we didn't do a lot of the things that you all do here.
Well,
Very
let's
plain
not
and simple.
compare us with you.
No,
Please.
not me, I'm saying
I
my
know.
construction
Okay,
experience, you just don't do
you-
some things.
You're done? Okay. Who's next? All right. Give us your name, address, and your subject.
I can't talk as good, that lady ain't. My name's Harry Marsh, I'm on Timberline Road, off 213, and I'd like to make everybody aware of a problem. Water. This is how many days this year I've been out of water, 14 days since January.
Where-
Oh, your
where's-
exes.
Where's your road, what road is it?
Paint Creek. Paint Creek.
Okay.
We were out of water, I was out of water from last year, from Thanksgiving Day, from the next day on Friday, I was out of water. From that day, Thanksgiving to Christmas, I was out 14 days. Now, y'all need to be aware of it. I don't think you're aware of it. And, this or that problem, it wasn't one problem, it was this or that. The old tank don't have a gauge on it, nobody can tell you how much water in it unless they climb the tank. Which, in the wintertime, you wouldn't ask nobody to do that. And everybody guess how much water in it. So, where I'm at, I'm high up. It has to be roughly 3/4 full for me to have water. And every time you're out of water, there's a little, from my meter on Timberline Road to my house, it's just a little valley. That gets air. I get all the air. I'm a house one, I get all the air every time you're out of water. It takes me, once you get water, it takes me like 2 hours to get the air out to my house. Takes a long time. And I have in my spare shower, I have 5-gallon buckets of water just to flush my commode when you're out of water. You gotta have it, and most times it's not enough. And also, I'll hear tell that the council, the city, is on to the city employees about too much overtime. Is that true?
Well, we've been looking at the overtime, yes.
Okay, well, the meter, every time my gallons is full, every time you run out of water, I have to go to the meter and take the meter out, or take the line loose on the thing, and get the air out to the meter. I've done that for 28 years. That's a city problem, but I've done it. Now, I can't get down enough more. So I have to call a city employee, and they do. But that is, so that, I'm just saying, that's one thing that you have now, used to, you didn't have. So, this is a major problem, and we should have, it's my problem, me and Reese is my neighbor here, and,
Yeah, Reese is always the top one.
no, I am top.
Okay,
He's next to me.
okay, all right.
He have water when I don't. But that's another problem. Say you're out of water. Well, I call, or somebody called, James' neighbor called. So, especially if I run out the house, if I'm alerted ahead of time, I don't use the water, my water stays in the little valley, and it's not a big problem to get back. But if it does, it takes like 2 hours for me to get out of the house to get the air out of the line. And another thing too, which extends the time that I'm out of water, nobody would tell me there's water in the tank. In other words, you run out, no, I don't know. Nobody says anything. If I've got water, if you got enough water for me to, get out of the house. And so it's just a gripe. So we need to do something about it. I know you're trying, but I don't know.
Yeah. Trying to get
But,
those new tanks, so.
But I didn't think that y'all knew about this.
I had no idea.
And,
I
First time hearing
since Thanksgiving, I've been out of water 28 days. Now, people, that's a lot.
That's unacceptable.
I know, I mean, it's not one person's fault. It's this or that. It's even like somebody's spectrum might get into the line or something, you know what I'm saying? But still, though, I'm out of water. So that's a problem.
Have we identified the cause of it?
Richard will tell you the cause.
Pardon?
I'm interested in hearing the cause
Yeah.
of it.
He's above the water, he's above the tank, that's one cause. But Richard, you wanna address that, please?
Yes.
You go ahead.
Are you finished?
Are you finished?
Take a seat.
If you're finished, yeah.
That's
Are
backing up.
are you finished? Was you finished?
Reese might wanna say something, Reese, you want?
Yeah, I'd like to say
Yeah.
something.
Okay, well, we'll
It's
hear
the
from.
same, it's the same thing.
Okay.
I'm Reese Foster, and I live at 291 Timberline Road. And I've lived there since 1975. And I know this don't sound right, but I ain't moved and that tank ain't moved, okay? And I went for 2 or 3 years without ever being out of water. And now then, it's like it's impossible to keep water in the tank. Even you, when I come over here, I mean, I about lost it. I came over here, of course, I maintained, okay? And you kept asking me, like, what is the problem when you're out of water? I said, there ain't got no water in the tank. And you asked me at least 4 times that. Almost like it's our fault for us being out of water. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I mean, I don't remember the conversation, to be honest with you. I'm just being completely honest. It's a, you know, I have a lot of conversations with people
I
about
understand.
water, about sewer, about everything, so.
But
I'll be
I'm
honest,
pretty
I don't
calm.
remember.
I'm pretty calm, but I was about at the point of showing myself, you know, and that's not good. That don't solve
No.
nobody's problem
No.
or nothing.
Correct.
But we have a problem, and Harry's talking about the water. I can even tell you something, it's comical. Same way, in my entryway of my house, I've got 3 5-gallons of water. And this is about 3 weeks ago, and my wife said, are you brave enough to take that outside? I said, yes, I'll take it out there. I said, I'll tell you one thing, if we run out of water, it's your fault. Guess what? That evening, we were out of water, and I hold my hand to God, I'm telling you all the truth. And this is truthfully, and we ain't out for an hour. We're out for 24 hours when we're out. And we're getting every bit of the water, or every bit of the fire that comes through has to bleed through our system. It even runs the meter, this much comes through it. But we have a problem that needs to be solved. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I've heard everything in the world, but the problem is, I have never seen no results. And that's, I'll just be quiet, that's enough.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else regarding the water issue? No? Okay.
Richard.
Richard. Help us out here.
Okay, he's the highest point. We gotta keep it probably around 80, 85% in the tank. Okay, her pump runs off what's called timer. To turn that, to get him what he wants, I'm gonna have to turn that timer. Like I said, we gonna run so many thousand gallons over when I keep that timer on, so I could keep him in water. We can't keep doing that. When he built up there, he was told he's gonna have a water issue, did he?
Yes.
Okay, yes, you did. Okay,
And I
I
have.
begged him over
right.
the years,
I have
he's got what's called a bladder tank, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's none of your house, right? I said, won't you get it in line, into that line, put it on the low pressure and the high pressure with the check valve. When we lose water, it'll stay right there. It won't come on, come off till you get water back. Now we got the internet people back here again. I mean, they destroyed us last year before last. They're back again. We got blow outs. We can't control the water. We try to keep you in water as much as we can, but, you know, till we get this new pump station, it should improve us where we can go into that board and punch it in and see exactly what's in
Can I
the
say
tank.
one thing? What are you saying about that pump you're talking about? If you've got a whole valley full of air, and the water ain't enough water in the tank to push it out, then you still got the problem.
That inline pull it through there. If you get the right engineer.
What about Reese? Is that the same apply to him?
He is a little bit lower. Reese have water, but like he said,
I might be,
he's in a valley.
I might be 5 foot lower than Harry.
Yeah.
But if you got water, if you ain't got no water in the tank, I don't care what you got, you ain't gonna have no water.
Well, I think what I'm hearing is that it has to be like 75 to 80%, is that correct?
Well, I don't wanna disagree with him, but I don't agree with
Okay.
Because that's the purpose of building the new tank, supposed to be high enough where it give y'all water, right?
Yes, that was correct.
Okay, this new tank, after they shot it, it ain't. about a pound and a half to 2 pound difference in this tire and that tire.
Well, if you can keep water in the old tank, we don't have a problem. See what I'm saying? If you're not keeping water in.
Oh, I love to keep you in water, but what I'm saying, who's gonna pay this cost, what I run over?
Well, we pay a water bill. and
That's
have
the only
water.
way we can do is, I had a man sit there and watch that tank on the timer. It's on the timer. If it's on pressure gauge,
That's the reason I come up here, these guys need to do something.
that's what we're
You know
trying to
what I'm saying?
do. We're
That's
trying,
the
we're
reason
trying to
we're-
update it.
But it's going to be rehabbed. That old tank is going to be rehabbed. I can't give you a timeline. I know we have the funds for it, which has been a problem in the past. Basically, hopefully sometime this year, it will be resolved.
Like I said, me and Ray's getting old, we like to see it before we die.
I can't, hey Harry, I can't promise you that.
Well,
I may not make it. None of us are guaranteed the next minute or
Doesn't it have
two.
an automatic thing that will keep that?
Well, here, the
Why did
new-
you
The
talk
new
about
tank,
that?
We're
the
not-
new
Yes.
tank will have that.
Yes.
I mean, not new tank, but the rehab will have that.
Yes.
It'll have a certain level, once we figure out, try to make everybody happy.
Yes,
It'll have alarm on it, alarm our phones.
Yep.
Say, hey, this
Low.
tank is low, go.
yes,
We can go.
Well,
yes.
see, you know, that's one of the
I didn't
problems.
build that over there.
I know, but that's one of the problems you got right now. Nobody knows how much water's in there. See what I'm saying again?
Unless
I
we,
mean, this
unless
guy
we
here's
climb,
good at getting,
unless we
but
climb.
That's about it.
Every other day I climb that thing.
So the issue that I'm hearing, understanding is, we're getting the water from Beach Fork,
Right.
and you all are turning it on to fill the tank up.
Yeah.
You're concerned with pumping too much,
It
It'll
does.
run over.
It
it
does.
runs over.
And it does at Pendleton too. Runs over.
And the only way it can stop that is set a guy right over at that pump station when it runs over to keep the pump off.
Do they
on
make
time.
anything we can put up there to stop a valve?
Like a
Well,
flood.
it's
Like a
like
flood
down here.
control valve.
It's
Like a
right,
float,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just like down here where you were in that ball. But
What are we looking at cost for?
way up there. It'll be what they call it altitude valve. And I hope that new station.
Because I mean, thinking,
You set that altitude valve, when that, you set the tank to 75%, if that altitude valve says, well, we've used 100 gallon out of it, then 100 gallon back, then it's shut off. That's the purpose of that to Pendleton Street.
well, the reason I'm asking is, what I'm hearing the new, you're still gonna have to go turn it on.
We'll
With
have
the
a
new,
pump. Well, if it's right and they hook it up, we can go from our phone.
and turn it on and off.
We're
Yeah.
hoping.
Yeah, that's what we
We're looking at the cost and hoping we can afford it.
Well, we have we have the money for what we're looking to do. We just don't have the money for the new tank.
Well, I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm thinking.
So we're hoping that
I misunderstood. I thought we were gonna have to get a call and then we're still gonna have to go over and turn a valve
Well,
on.
anytime that phone alarms, instead of spending $7,000-8,000, I like my guys to go look. Once that phone alarm for some reason, something's going on, you know what I'm saying? Pump could go down, the electric could go down,
it's a little more
them pumps
complicated.
ain't cheap.
Is there any grant money available?
I've been working on grant money
So it-
for a long time.
It- it-
Right now, we just have enough for the rehab, the line, and the pump station. That's all the money we have right now.
And that's how much?
Close to 2 million. Let me add it all
I
up.
was talking about like maybe additional grant money we could get.
Well, I went down to Frankfurt and I came up with all zeros.
They get
Reese,
nothing.
Once they,
Mayor Reese's.
I'd like to say something.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Years ago, tank, it had a float simply in the tank and had a very big white thing out here. You could go drive up the road and look at it. And when that thing was down the bottom, the tank was full. When it's up the top the tank was empty. It's simple, real simple. It's just
Kind of like an old
That's
fashioned
what
way of
we're-
doing it.
Casey Wilson made this thing.
that's what we're working on now, when we recondition that tank, all that gets moved back on.
Yeah. And find out, I'm gonna say we have a problem.
Did it,
Find-
did it fall off or,
No, the tank all rusted it off.
oh,
but back again, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Why can't we get someone to just, I'm gonna say, put an electronic eye, and they can measure that and send it to their phone, if that's, you know, what's necessary, then they can. But yes, and
Our engineers would have to.
doesn't help us.
Once they recondition that tank, it will. It'll have a monitor up there, runs off the pressure, like up here to Hatton Creek.
Mhm.
Goes to Penton Street. I can walk into Hatton Creek now, I'm at Penton Street, just say Hatton Creek's got 3 gallon in it. When they get done redoing that tank, this pump station will tell us exactly what's in that tank.
But I'm saying a quick fix, you know, get something to monitor how much water's in that tank.
But
That,
Well,
if you're guessing,
What is a, what's,
you have no
what
way.
would be a quick fix? I mean,
To put the flag back on, we probably have to get somebody with a welder.
okay,
Over on top and weld it and try to put all that back up there.
okay,
And,
so we could do that.
Put the
You
flag
know,
back
we've
on.
had so much problem, I can't see why this hadn't been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm
this
saying?
stuff isn't done because,
Well, we was
just
in the
because of
process of
money.
getting a new tank.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about millions.
We've been getting a new tank for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not counting on the new tank, you know.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
Because,
so-
and that's another thing.
Because again, I gotta go get the funds now.
And that's another
We
thing
got
too.
water in the tank we got, we don't need a new tank.
Yeah, right.
You know,
But-
that's another thing too, we got a new tank, but it went spoiled. So it went the wrong
Well,
place.
I wasn't here for that, so. We are getting the Bowen tank rehab, so it should start here pretty soon.
I have some follow-up. So for the Paint Creek project, I don't know if it'd be Teresa or Mayor Means, can somebody send me every bit of documentation we have on that? I know the project scope's changed a lot. I wanna review it myself. Like I have, I'm still kind of lost in what
We
exactly
got
is
it all.
happening.
We got it all.
Just email it to me, please, so I can look over it. And then I think we should explore whatever we can do temporarily. If it's gonna be an excessive cost, then we'll look at it. I mean, we're getting towards the end of the budget. I don't know, we may have some monies left over to
Yeah, we-
put a flag on it. Well, I mean,
Okay.
we need to look at it.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
that's fine.
Know what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
All right, any?
Teresa, I would like to have that too, to just look over.
We'll just send it to everyone.
I wanna see the new scope of the project and what's changed and all the documents from the engineers.
All right, anyone else for public comments? All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank everyone.
First of all, y'all could roast marshmallows in here, it's so hot. I'm about
Hey,
dying.
you should sit right here.
Well,
We're freezing.
scoot over, I'm
Next time
coming.
I run out of water, they had a shower for 3 days, I'm coming to your house.
He's coming to your house.
Yeah, coming to my house.
Hey, come on.
How about how the law enforcement there?
All right, I am Miranda Fallen. I know most of you guys know me. I do live on East College. I've also done a lot of things here. I've served on the Parks and Rec Board. I was tourism director for 4.5 years. I'm involved in numerous festivals and events. And I just say all that to follow up with, my husband and I created a business, Bases Loaded Tournaments and Events, after seeing that we have traveled for about 6 years now all around the states doing tournaments, and we wanted those here. And although our park is not the ideal structure, we knew that we had a lot of good things in our park, so we decided to start that. We did start it kind of on a whim last year, and I have a printout here which you all are welcome to, but it shows just the concession stand sales from the 4 events that we had. And so that evens out to be about $6,000 a weekend that the concession stand made that stays with the park. So it's a great moneymaker for the park. I just give you that background so that you know kind of what we do. We host travel tournaments. They come in, they pay a team fee. That team fee pays the umpires and any other staff that we have to have at that time. And then we do collect a gate fee that goes into the whole business. So we are proud to be one of the very few tournament hosts that are completely legal through the state. We have our own insurance, plus we get $1 million co-insurance with the park. We have a contract with the park, and we've been able to work on that with them. and we have a good relationship with the park. I feel like we've been having good events. But I give you all that to say that we wanted to continue to be updated on everything that we did. We wanted to be correct in that. So I did come to, I had called Ann, because the form that I found on the website, which is no longer there, but if you went under businesses to like renew a business license fee, this was the fee schedule that was there, and this was the one, she said Chris Cheney had put that. So the only one that I could see on here would be a professional services, for what kind of business we were. So I came and spoke to the mayor, and at that time we were alerted that there's this new ordinance that's the 25-001, and under that there is an event planning for 200, and so we did pay the 200 that day. There are a couple things with this I want to ask the council. First of all, as a hosting company that I work directly with the city, we have a contract with the city park, we pay a deposit to host those dates, and then we pay the park either 400 or 600 per weekend, depending if we use, it's 200 a field. So depending if we use 1 field or 3 fields. Plus, the park is making the concession stand money. I'm not asking for this to be free at all, just for clarity. But is this event planning, is that what you all would consider my business? I want clarification on that first of all.
I mean, it would be events, I mean, it's an event, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I think it's fair to
sporting
say
event.
that it's event planning, but
Yeah.
first I wanted to ask the
Yeah.
council if everybody approves
I
of
think
that.
it sounds right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it is an
Assuming that
event.
It's a
what we have
Or-
for schedule, that it's,
a
Yeah,
sporting
so
event.
this ordinance is
It
under
is.
your ordinances,
Right.
but I didn't know to look under ordinances for this. I just went under business license, and this is the PDF that I was pulled
Yeah.
up, and there wasn't anything that, and so there was a question, if I am professional services, is it 175? And then I was told that my fee was gonna be 300. So I came in to see, why my fee was higher than what a professional service would be, and then I was alerted that there is this under your ordinances, that there is event planning in it. And that was a 200 fee, so that's what I paid that
Did
day.
Needs
we-
to be added to.
Are we, we're gonna update that?
Yeah. needs
That-
to be
it-
added.
it-
No, I mean,
That's-
on the
Oh, okay,
business
yeah.
side.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
updated on that
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
It's
and
already
that's,
updated.
Oh, it's already
fine.
updated.
I did just.
So that's the old one there.
I did just want to make sure, and then I did look today so that way I could update. Still, the only place that I found it online was if you go under the
Yeah,
ordinances.
I'm leaving it just as ordinances unless the council wants me to put it somewhere else on the website.
I do think
because
you all
that's
should
our
put it
old
somewhere else
ordinance.
personally.
Yeah.
I
If we,
removed the old one.
but
Yeah, it
is there
is removed.
still a link on there to click for the old one?
No.
So it's gone completely?
It's gone
So it's
completely.
all under
If
ordinances
you want
now?
me to add a new link to just go to that 25-001, but then every time we update that business license, we'd have to go on there and update that. But
Updated
I'm
in
fine
2
with that if
places,
you want me to.
right.
It'd be updated in 2 places, but I don't care to do that if that's what y'all want me to do. But I took down the old one because all of our ordinances for every year is put under ordinances, so anything that we do it's able to be seen.
But see, as a business owner, I didn't know to go online and look under ordinances to find your fee schedule. I went on there to see where it said renew your business license, and when I clicked on that, this old PDF came up that I did not know was not in it.
And I didn't
Yeah, I
know
think we'll
that
get
was
that
on-
all updated.
And that's
I
fine.
did put that on
So
there.
I think it should, that information that somebody's really searching for, I'm kind of trying to picture myself as a business owner. I would hate to comb through all those ordinances. Sometimes it's, they're all there, in the folders, and you'd have to go through potentially 7, 8, 10 years. If you didn't know it was in 2025, maybe a link on because I'm sure you have a detailing like how to come get a business license.
Yeah.
I think just put a link in there to it.
It just
and
says to
do
contact the
it.
city, which is where I reached out to
Yeah.
Ann.
Yeah.
I think originally,
That's no
uh,
trouble to fix. I don't care to.
we thought it would, I think, at least your discussion with Ann, it came under professional services. And then when we had our meeting in there all together, then we basically agreed that it was event planning.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I agree with that. The
Yeah.
second part to this, once confirming that you all also think that this is event planning, is I was told in the meeting that we had that you all had considered creating a fee for each event that someone hosts, and that there would be a fee for each event. And for me, for my business, I think it's safe to do an annual fee, but I don't think by event, I think you would be hurting the city and you would be discouraging people to come in and host events that are going to benefit the city.
I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You said to me that you warned me to come to council because council wanted to charge by the event. You said that in the meeting.
No, I don't
I
think
have it
so.
recorded.
Well, I don't remember
I think
that.
you're already paying a fee for the field.
Right, and
Yeah.
so I think, I just wanted to say that it
Unless it
would
was
be.
somebody just wanted to come and do one, I mean, maybe do
It's
one
an
event.
annual
I
fee.
think, I
Right,
said.
but a
Just
200
one
fee for
event.
somebody to have one event
Well,
is high, you know?
I think I was talking about professional services, remember it was 175 or 375? And
No.
1 through 5, the greater then would be up in here.
So that
That's-
comes,
So you
that comes
recorded
to
that, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
that comes to
it's not for
a,
anything legal, and I definitely said that at the beginning,
I
but,
don't think you did, I don't remember that.
okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm not getting into this in
So-
the meeting.
but real quick, I just want to address something real quick, because I've had another additional phone call about another tournament, and this kind of would bring us together is, could we modify the schedule to charge, now that you say that, charge per tournament, and then, or have an annual almost like a sale at Kroger, like buying,
Right.
if you have 4 for
If you have
$25 or
multiple,
1
you
for
get a lower
75, it just.
per tournament rate.
Is
I was
that-
gonna
is that
say,
possible in our
I had someone
ordinance?
that come to me and did want to do it, and they were, you know, a little bit,
But they were fundraising, and I think
Right.
that fee is steep for
Yeah.
a single fundraiser
right,
tournament.
and I agree with that.
And I've had some ask me who were nonprofit, like just individual
Yeah,
teams.
'cause they're not a
hosting.
business.
Right,
Which
right,
if
they're
they're
not a business.
nonprofit, they don't have to pay.
Right,
If they
but-
have nonprofit status with the state, they don't have
Right.
to have business license anyway.
But they have to actually
But for a
have the-
business who hosts multiple tournaments, like you said, Billy, I think it would be a
It makes
good.
sense to have an annual.
It makes sense to have an annual fee, or if you do charge per event, someone hosting more events, you get
A discount,
a discount per,
yeah.
each event.
And I made this point in the meeting too, but you charge a business a set fee, and they're open 365 days.
Yeah.
So why, not, I mean, me in this case, but why would you charge me more because I'm bringing 11 events here to the park this year
Right.
versus just having one? That doesn't,
Yeah,
that's not fair as
yeah,
far as the
to
city
come back on
goes.
that, so you're saying, like, let's say you had 10,
Mhm.
and let's say it's $25 per event, or you could buy a one-time yearly permit for $200.
Right.
200.
Right.
You're saving money by buying
Right.
the yearly, but somebody.
And I
wants to
think
have a
200 is
fundraiser.
fair. I mean, I'm not
Alright.
saying that's not fair, but I do think, if another event coordinator is coming in and doing it. Now, as far as the nonprofit goes,
Okay.
that's up to
Yeah,
you
I
guys.
see what
But
you're saying,
I don't
yeah.
think even they should have to get a business license as a nonprofit.
Well, they don't right now as it is.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
already
Yeah.
established, yeah.
So that could cause, like, let's say somebody wanted to do 4 a year, then they pay $100 versus if
Right.
you all did 4.
Yeah, and there's
what would
other
you do?
parts
So
in the
there's-
business license ordinance, which I did say this in the meeting, I was like, that is something I did say, and I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but like, you could do it based off that for, to break it down, because there's other areas that we have, like, for mercantile business, it's 1 to so many employees. If you have, because the bigger the mercantile, the more they pay, kind of thing, so.
Right.
I had brought that up myself, I mean, I'll tell you that, just because it might be something, if you all did want to do it, it would make more sense logically for somebody versus her that's having 10 versus somebody that's having 1, if they're not already nonprofit.
Yeah.
But that would
I
be
don't-
up to you guys.
Well, I think it could be discussed or whatever, I don't have enough on it.
Because that's probably
information
most of the
to-
ones that, like, have the runs and stuff like that are nonprofit, right, charities and stuff that will come up and do like
A
a.
Well,
fundraiser.
Most of the time it's a
Yes.
fundraiser, it's a
Yeah.
fundraiser.
That's usually a team fundraiser.
And that's different than ours are doing,
And
correct?
this is
Breast
a
cancer or
business,
something
yes,
like
this
that.
is, we have an LLC, we
Yeah.
have our own insurance, we're registered through the Kentucky Secretary of State, we pay taxes and sales tax on everything, so this
Right.
is a business, 100%.
That's kind of equivalent to like a golf course, giving a rate or whatever to a fundraiser. I think there's a difference between like a tournament host and a fundraiser in my eyes. So maybe we can look at helping, because I mean, it's all our local youth playing on these travel teams that
Yeah.
are trying to raise money just so they can go play baseball.
When is
That's
this?
different from your thing. I'm sorry to steal
No,
your,
you're
steal your
fine.
thing. I'm just kind of leading down the road of, I want to make it accessible for them if they want to have a fundraiser. Now, I don't want, a for-profit or whatever tournament hosting business coming in under the guise that they're a fundraiser. So I think it needs to be crafted with rules and stuff and regulations, but,
When is this tournament? I mean, do we need
Oh, I don't
that?
know. I just know that
End of June is off?
for the Rascals,
Good. So we got time.
we've got time
like per 2 weeks
And
to go with the pay schedule.
And that's also
of the
goes back
park.
into the community. I read some positive feedback I saw online. I read some of the comments of people, you know, these folks are playing travel baseball, and it's awesome for our local parents to be able to just
Not-
travel down
not
to Tent
travel,
City
find
Park
everybody.
instead of getting in
Then
the car
driving
and going
to Elizabethtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but for the tourism aspect of it, I mean, we have 2 local teams that play in the local tournament. Besides that, it's all teams from out of
Out of
county,
county.
Yeah.
but mostly out of state. We
But
have
a lot of our
West
local people
Virginia,
were happy
Eastern
with it
Kentucky,
too, that
yes.
they were able to play a
Absolutely.
home travel league baseball tournament. That's
But
awesome.
not only that, it's really nice to be able to have people come here and talk about what a nice park we have,
Yep.
how nice our city is,
Yeah.
all the things that they have, and then also hear local business owners say, we saw a 40% influx in our dinner rush. You know, those are all things that contribute right back to our city, and although this is a for-profit business, I can assure you that everybody in the community is reaping benefits from it. And
Absolutely.
that's not what I'm here for, to explain my business. I just wanted to say those things, and then also, if you do go by a for-event basis and it's something like $200, I
don't-
think that's an injustice.
So I don't think, in my position, what your business is doing, I think it's fair to say that you buy an annual business license. I think we have a whole nother conversation topic for fundraising events that's going to be completely separate.
Which would be-
That
I agree
we would
with
have
that.
to talk about.
Yeah,
because
with the
we
nonprofit.
still have to do these based off of 2 weeks because of our employees. They
Right.
can only work so many hours, so
So
we're not
you've
gonna
got,
have many fundraisers.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't like we're going to have one.
And then would the
every
park
weekend.
contract stay the same with fundraisers, or would that be something additional that you would have to change?
I think we need to go back to our
I
Parks and Rec
think we
board,
go
let
back,
them collaborate on it,
see.
and talk about it. But I think it's, I mean, as far as like the same rules, like Dragon Fields, painting,
Yeah.
we should subsidize or sponsor their fundraiser. I mean, just, they should pay for the fields.
Thank you, guys.
It's the business
You guys have a
license
long
fee
day.
thing that I'm up on, but
Yeah, they're-
Thank you,
they
Miranda.
see on
thank you,
the car.
Miranda.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, anyone else? Okay.
My name is Robert Evans, I'm currently staying at Harvest Time down on College Avenue. I don't remember the exact date, but you remember we had that real bad ice storm came through here. And, you couldn't get in your parking lot, you couldn't do anything. I took it upon myself to go and rent a backhoe to bust the ice out of Harvest Time's parking lot so that we could have church. And then we went over to Tony Story's property, which is over by the storage shed. And we broke up all the ice over there. Went and got fuel, was on the way back, and the side of the road gave way on me. And I almost died when that tractor went down over the hill. I went down over the hill thinking that was the end of it. And unfortunately, when I hit bottom, later on I found out that there was a sewer line sitting right above the water with a piece of concrete sitting on top of it. And when I came down, I hit that concrete, it broke that sewer line. That's not that's not my fault. I contacted the state, I talked to the Department of Highways, they told me that it shouldn't have been my fault because they had put so much salt on the asphalt and on the curb that all of them were weak. They were due to fall just about any time. And Mr. Means came to me and met me out there with this gentleman back here and said that it was my responsibility to fix that sewer pipe. Well, number one, that sewer pipe's supposed to be 42 inches under the ground, not laid on top of the water. That's state code, and I got that from the state. I also spoke to the executive judge here in town and asked him what my position should be on this thing. And he said, it ain't your fault, man. He said, it was an accident. You know, the ground gave way, you slid down there, and then if I had been down in there digging and hit that sewer line, that would have been all me. Only thing I was trying to do was get out from where I was at. And the sewer line was right there. I didn't even know it was there. Under about 1.5 feet of dirt. The pipe looked like it was probably 100 years old. And it just crumbled. That's not, that's not an accident. That was an accident. That was not something that was intentionally done. If I had intentionally done it, then I would find the money somewhere to pay for it. And then I get told, well, can't you go to the bank to borrow the money? No. I'm on a fixed income. You did tell me that, Mayor. You did tell me
No,
that.
you told me you were going to go to the bank.
I
and
said I
borrow.
was going to the bank, but I didn't say I was borrowing.
Well, in the context, it was, you said you were gonna borrow, okay? I mean,
Can somebody fill me in, like,
You
from
know,
the
we're
city
right
side,
here.
of what happened and
Right
the
here.
cost of it?
it's at her house,
It's right in
where
front
she
of my
lives,
house.
right in front of it there.
It's where that
It- we-
culvert comes under the road by D&M
Yeah, we have a sewer line that goes through there.
at
And
the
it's
bend.
been there for
That's
how many
line.
years, like,
That sewer line's been there about 1969.
yeah, it's
Well,
way
that,
back
my
when.
house was built in 1970, so it, you know,
What's the
That
city
sewer line
invoice?
grandfather then.
yeah.
Like, what's the cost?
$3,200.
But let's back this up here a little bit. I got equipment. And there ain't no way that equipment slid off the road over there. I seen the tracks. He drove over in there to clean it out and lost control of it.
No, sir, I did not.
When he
drive
done
over
the
there.
most damage is when he was trying to get out.
I'm not gonna argue with him. I never
Look,
went
look,
down there in
look.
that thing to try to do
We're not
anything.
gonna argue, okay? You state what you have to, do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't.
Okay, so if it had been a fence down there on her property, and you had gone off there, an accident, would you be responsible for repairing that fence?
I don't know.
Well, I mean.
So, but what you're telling me is no matter what happens, whether it's an accident or it's done on purpose, you're responsible for it.
Well, I know I would be, because if I went through a fence, even if I were driving down and was slid over, I'm responsible for that. I mean, that's
My
how I
wife
look
was-
at it.
My wife was sitting right behind me whenever it slid off.
I'm just,
And we were walking down through there, trying to get it back over to Ace Hardware so I could turn it back in. And it just went,
so do you not want to pay anything?
I don't have the money to pay anything. Mayor Wayne, means I have no money. My wife and I are on a fixed income. Why do you think we're living at the church right now?
Did you not have any type of insurance? Because typically,
No.
like on some type of collision like that, typically
Or liability.
it's built on.
My car insurance won't cover anything like that.
The machine itself, was it covered by insurance?
I have no clue.
Was you working for the church?
No.
But the machine came from,
Ace.
Ace
Ace.
Hardware.
so did you ask them if they had insurance on it,
Never
liability, et cetera?
Never thought about anything like that because I've used this stuff there before and never had any problems.
So typically, so like if I went out and I crashed my car into Tommy's mailbox on my way home, typically, if, I would either pay for that myself because I wrecked my car into it, whether I slid, whatever, or my insurance would pay for it. So, I
I
think you're
can't
kind
believe
of,
Ace doesn't have some kind of liability
Hey, I went there.
insurance on it.
Only insurance they got is on their equipment. Liability, if he tears up, falls on the guys
Yeah, and I-
operating equipment.
yeah, so there's a little bit there.
Was the equipment at all
Damage.
damaged?
Yeah.
It was? Is that your responsibility to pay for that?
He said he was taking care of it. He never got back with me and told me how much it was.
Ace Insurance will take care of that part.
You probably
got
have to pay a
private
deposit
insurance.
too, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, while this is tough, and I do have some empathy for you as far as your fixed income and affordability, it's, we should talk about business decisions, and, we're a city government, and I think I will probably defer, we're probably even flirting with on the lines of, potential future litigation, or maybe refer to our city attorney for advice, but if you're legally liable for that, then I think you should have to pay for it. but I
Well,
think
you
that's
know,
the question. I
It's
think
kinda
that's,
strange.
now, it's not up to me, I'm not the
He tells
judge.
me it's
Hold on.
$3,200 the first time I talked to him, and then he calls me back and tells me it's $1,600.
Now, hold on just a second. Now, with that said, I don't think it's up to me to decide whether or not you're liable to pay for it. I think there's other branches of government that would decide that at some point. If you can't come to an
Somebody
agreement,
has to- Then we'll just have to go to
but
court.
listen, if you can't come to an agreement, I think that's your avenue. But I don't think that we have any type of authority to give you any special permissions because it's not my sewer line, it's not his sewer line, it's not anybody else that lives in the city, it's the entire city, because when we come as a city, it's not my money, it's not his money, it's not your money, it's everybody's money, and I think you uniformly apply situations and scenarios to things. Now, I'm not saying with today whether or not you have to pay for it or not. I don't think that I have that call. I think that you, as a grown man, and him as a grown man, can sit down and talk about it, and whether y'all come to terms on a price that you're both happy with, or you come to terms on some type of payment plan, I think that's between the executive, the mayor, and you. And if you can't, I think that's why we have the judicial branch of government
Well,
that,
if that's what you have to do, then that's just.
I'm just telling you just straight bluntly,
Yeah.
that
And
there's a
I'm
process, there's a
being
process
very
for
blunt
it.
with you, sir. I have no money and I can't pay it.
And like I said, I have empathy for you for that, but I
I
think
don't
as
need
a,
your empathy.
No, Don, can you jump in there, please?
yeah, or we'll move on.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
there's nothing we can do for you today.
yeah, obviously I work for the city, and if the city feels that somebody has damaged city property, then that would be a decision to pursue that. I would like to look at the file and see what the prognosis for success would be.
Is there a
I'll
position-
I'll be glad to sit down with you, Robert.
No police report,
You know,
no
talk it
police.
through. No, there wouldn't be.
I don't think we're,
It was just fixed today. That thing has been laying open ever since that ice storm.
yeah, and
Well, we didn't know that it was broke
Yeah, it took,
until just a few weeks
no,
ago.
no, even before that, our guys were out cleaning. We didn't know it was broke.
I didn't know anything
Yeah,
about
and
it.
there they did. They found that big old massive hole.
Yeah.
And that water and
And
sewer was
toilet paper
flowing
and
everywhere.
sewer.
So,
Coming,
we didn't know either for the longest time.
yeah.
And it's taken us a while to get the material, to get the person to do it, and so it's done. It was done today.
Yeah,
Right.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta add
it's-
some concrete tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got some concrete that.
Because
you
we
know,
had to hire a guy to fix that ditch. Because, it's our
That's our-
ditch up front
Yeah, their
where it was tore up so bad.
I mean, the way the guy tore your ditch up with the tractor that's still sitting down in the water right now?
No, where you went in and
I
pulled
know
it out.
that. I
It was
know-
all tore up
I
and we had a
understand
guy
that.
come and,
But the guy that did your repairs ripped your yard all to pieces.
When?
There's a
Today?
hole, yes, there's a
oh,
hole.
well, they're not finished yet.
No,
They'll
ma'am.
fix that.
There's a hole on the church side of the creek, and they tore the side of your ditch up over there on that side. If you remember right, I paid whenever I first came down here from Florida, got a track hoe, and I cleaned that whole entire ditch system out. On both sides, and that was on me.
But they'll fix
Yeah,
that.
that-
They're not done with it. They'll
Yeah,
have to
that'll
get it
be
all
done.
done and
but
All right, Rob,
Fix it.
anybody else from the city
come back
council?
and sit down. I just think,
Okay.
I don't think it's on us. I
Right.
think you either charge him or you don't. You move
Okay.
forward if you don't like his solution, but
Okay.
I appreciate you coming in and letting us know.
Yep.
And I think, my advice would be to sit down with him, try to reach some type of terms or come forward with it and go from there. That's the best advice I can give you.
I don't want to tell you, I don't have any money, so, I mean, if
Okay.
you want
But
to
I
Thank
think
you.
you just come down, I think you
pursue it, I mean, that's all you can do, and we'll just have to go to court.
well,
Thank
nobody's making that decision.
Sir,
I think
that's
you need
exactly
to-
what you're saying. You're telling me that if him and I can't hit a meeting or come to a meeting of the minds, that you think it should go to litigation. That's what you said.
So, let me back up. That is his option. Okay, and I won't give a civics lesson, but we're the legislative body. Now, one thing we could do is we could come up with some type of policy or law or rule that dictates how this works, but currently I don't believe we do have one. So it's up to him. I'm telling you, it's up to him. And if you don't pay and he doesn't like that, then that's what I am saying the judicial side of the government's for. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving up.
Whatever you think you have to do, I don't have any money.
Okay.
My wife and I, we're both on Social Security. Between the two of us, we get less than $4,000 a month.
Yeah, but I'm
And
just.
I'm supposed to take my social security and give it to Stanton to fix a sewer pipe that was not protected the way it should have been to start off with. It was an accident when I slid down over the hill. The state guy came out and told me that that was nothing that was intentional, because it knocked his big pipe over. And they put that back in. I said, am I going to get charged for that too? He said, no, man. He said, that is strictly an accident. Now, if you're also short on funds that you can't fix things in your city,
That's not,
then there's a serious
Rob
problem.
Benson, thank you so much.
that's,
We appreciate it. Okay, anyone else on, what is it? Public comments? Yeah, okay.
Are we going to go ahead and bring up stuff on the agenda for today?
Yeah, you're on the agenda for.
Yeah.
I didn't know how, I'm sorry, I've never done
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's up, what's he on?
I don't know.
He's on number 11,
Number
parking
11.
restrictions.
Oh, parking restrictions, yeah, we'll get to you. We'll
Okay,
get to
that's fine, you
it.
can come up.
Yeah, sorry.
We didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably have something up here, but, oh, we got the world.
That's not the straightest one, is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, straight.
It does.
Problems to do
Yeah.
annexation to the city.
Exactly. Okay, the mayor's report, it might be 30 seconds or something. Just several things. First of all, the pickleball. We have our grand opening on the April the 25th from 10 till noon. Free training session by Darryl Burks, and you'll be able to, learn if you'd like. It's a fun thing out there. I think Tommy would agree. I mean, all the courts are always full, and people seem to be having a fun time. So we thought we'd have a grand opening, dedication, and we'll get some, some training. So that's on the 25th. So hopefully you can make it out to that, or invite a friend or something for it.
Is this on the?
Can we put these up around the city?
Yes, that's what I have them here
Yeah,
tonight.
I'd like to have.
Take
Well,
several, pass them around.
I happened
Take
to
a
be at Shabby Chic, and there's a young couple came in, they were staying up in the gorge, and they were down, and we said pickleball, and they said, yay!
Yeah.
And they wanted to go play, so this is a great thing.
We've
for
had,
our-
we've had lots of people that are staying in Airbnbs
Yes,
who are here visiting the city, and they Google,
yes, yes.
pickleball, and guess what comes up? Yeah, City
Yeah.
Park.
Now, this be something we can share through social media? or
Oh, yeah,
something?
it's already on ours,
Okay.
but yeah, if you wanna put
Okay.
it on your
Okay.
media,
Yeah,
or
it
how
helps
many,
get-
all the
get-
tens of thousands you have on your, you can do
That'll, help get the word
On your
out.
TikTok page.
Yeah, TikTok. Okay. Just real quick, we are moving along with the I&I, or the sewer rehab project. We are so far, let's see, right now, we're at Van Village rehabbing. We have been working on, obviously, some other things. With regard to fencing, we've worked on that down at Tommy's with the Pearl Street lift station. So that should be, it may be extended just a little bit longer. It was dated to be April 26th, but it's just been some delays along the way, but it looks real good. If you see over in Kroger, how they've got that all looking real nice there. And they always do a real good job cleaning up. Let me talk about the Stanton Water Improvement Phase 1 contract. This will be the pipeline over there on Paint Creek. I'm going to kind of send out an advertisement here to the community that this particular project is going to begin somewhere around April the 27th. And the pipe is going to be delivered here around April the 23rd. So it should start here at least before May, and they are on 120 days, which will be the project timeline. The other contract is with Conhurst, and that's the which one of that is for? Yeah.
Pump
The pump station, thank you. Does anybody ever have moments like that, or is it just me? But anyway, right now the shop drawings are getting presented. There's no timetable. They hope maybe the second week of May to get this started for this. So there's still some things to do on that. The other one is the Bowen tank. How many of you have been wanting to see that rehabbed years? Well, guess what? I've got some good news for you. We're going to send the advertisement to the Mount Sterling Advocate April 20th. It circulates April the 23rd. We will open bids here at City Hall on May the 11th. And then on May 14th, when we have our meeting, the City Council will approve the notice of award and scheduling of the pre-construction meeting. So I'm not sure what kind of time frame that is, but it is a rehab. So it's not like we're building a whole new tank or anything like that. So that should take care of a leak that's been, happening for several years over there. So that's the good news for us. And that should take care of that. And then just housing, there's one being demoed at 147 Greenway. We have construction, 565 Maple Street, 2 single wide trailers are going to go in there. 84 Bright Street, there's a new addition. Of course, we talked a little bit ago about the subdivision that's called G2. G2 subdivision, 25 homes of which we're working through the process. There's 2 new houses at 402 and 404 Cottle Road, right at the top there. And then on Washington Street, 43 Washington Street, there's a renovation that has just started. There's other things coming down the pipeline, and I'll talk about those, in our May meeting. For a business that's coming into town is the People's Bank and Trust of Hazard. And I think maybe most of you may have heard about that. But that's going to be built right behind the post office and across from Hearst Furniture. Right now they have a temporary right across from the cemetery, right on Bright Street and Main
Buildings
Street.
owned
Yeah, the
by
buildings
insurance.
owns insurance. Okay, sorry that took so long.
Said I can't see.
Yes. Okay, we have several ordinances that we're going to look at here on number 8. That's where we're going to go.
Hey, really, can we get the ones that are here
Yeah.
out of the?
Okay,
Out of the-
which?
Go out
Oh,
and
Hey, this is Aaron Marcy, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I did this so much.
Pleasant, yes, okay. All right, we can do that. Let's see, let's start with Aaron. Okay, we'll start with Aaron first. Aaron Marcy wants to take the property out of city limits. That's 940 Maple Street. Ann, you want to say anything about that? And Aaron, you want to say something?
We had talked about it in the past, and we kind of, when Dale Allen was mentioning it, we had figured out that there's a certain process that you have to go through for that. He is willing to go through the process if you all do decide to do that. He knows he has to be put on the ballot with Jackie Everman's office, and so, but the first step is seeing if you all are even okay with it, then we do ordinance, and then we get him on the ballot. Is kind of the gist of the steps, but, so that's what he's here for.
Does everybody know where this property is?
No,
Is it next to
It's behind.
your dad's?
Well, we're behind Mr. Allen. It's behind Fay King's property,
Right.
on Maple Street, and so
Oh,
basically.
where you grow your
Yes.
strawberries?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. The property is divided in 2. Half of the property is in the city and half of the
Right.
property is in the county. So we've owned this property since 2016, is that correct, or 17? And so it's just something we've had on our minds for the longest time, just to have it all all in one. It just makes sense that way. So we wanted to start the process, if you would allow us.
And Ann, they meet the boundaries and everything for that.
We're on the edge.
They're on the edge, so yeah, they could be.
Yeah, they touch.
If you all choose.
As long as
to
you
do
touch
that.
city and county, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Ju-
All right.
Judy Creek splits us, and that's where the boundary is.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
It used to be farmland.
It's
all
still
farmland.
located.
Yeah, I mean, so it's.
Identified as farmland on the parcel
Yeah,
information.
I'm good. If they want to follow the rules, I'd hate to want mine out, and somebody tell me I couldn't. So,
Absolutely.
That's kind of way, I mean, as long as the process is followed and it's all legal, same thing we've told anybody's come in the past. Unless it's like a very detrimental economic development sort of situation, I don't believe you are with
We
farmland.
looked at like city taxes and it's very little
Yeah.
for the parcel.
Yeah, it's literally 100 Yeah, I'm just streamlining it. We farm it and I'm gone all the time and,
Yeah.
you know,
I understand that.
it ain't nothing like
Still growing strawberries?
I haven't planted any this year, but
Come on.
that's my retirement goal, be a strawberry farmer.
Yeah. She has the best
Should they be up
strawberries.
here?
What's that?
Should they be up here?
Yes.
They be up here?
Oh, okay, you get to be on camera that way.
Sorry.
I don't wanna be on camera.
Yeah.
And give their names, just like.
Yeah,
me.
sorry.
You don't
Thank
know
you.
who I am.
Ruth, I mean, she nails me every meeting.
Well, my name is Pleasant Marcy.
With
This
the
is my
smile.
husband, Aaron Marcy. We live at 940 Maple Street. We've owned the property since about 2017. We built a home there in 2020 and have been there ever since. We have no plans on going anywhere and basically just want to streamline our property into one. So,
And it, like I said, it's
Any-
on the edge.
Do we need, I don't think there's any action from us at this point. It's later on in the process, correct?
Yeah.
We do, and
No, I think we,
you
To
would have
make
to
a
do,
motion
I
to
guess you
allow
have to
to-
decide if you're okay with them coming out, and then if you are, then we do the ordinance next month.
Yeah.
The first reading, second reading, just like we normally do.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
all right, I get a motion, second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right.
thank you.
Yeah, we
Easy
have-
Let's work with,
Yeah, she's working with
I'll
us.
bring strawberries next time. Easy, easy.
I know I can be paid off with strawberries. I mean, I lived in Florida. Hey, I lived in Florida, you know, they're like that big.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Just hang on a second. All right, okay,
I'll get up with you, yeah, Monday. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
all, thank you.
all right. Okay, we'll do the ordinance, first reading, ending ordinance, parking restrictions, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Okay. All right. Come up, state your name and before she yells at me.
Real quick, before you go, can I get just like a high-level overview of what's going on, so I understand more about what he's saying, if anybody's familiar with it? Sorry about that.
Just because, so there was issues, back before I left and then come back to this job. It was with another neighbor over there. There was originally, I think it was his boat, right, not your all's. It was his boat that was parked there. It was blocking their driveway. And so at that point, the boat got removed, but it continued to be an issue as far as like between the neighbors. One person's parking somewhere and it's blocking someone else, and it just was constantly a nuisance. In my absence, Chris Cheney had got the previous, no, you weren't on here at the time, the other city council approved that there was no parking on that street. Well, since then, the police has had multiple calls, multiple complaints from there of, they have issues that they need to be able to park on the side of the road because they don't have ample parking in there. But the current ordinance says there's no parking over there. So our solution, and I talked to Jimmy and Grant, is, that we allow parking, because if you go on Promenade where the other neighbor, he parks on that side of the road all the time, and we just want it to be fair. We just don't want it to block anybody's driveways. So they can park as long as they're not causing an issue to other neighbors, basically, is what we're changing. I think the wording was a little harsher than it needed to be in the beginning, and this might fix the problem all the way around, hopefully, but that's just the gist of it.
Okay, and, he's a party.
Yeah, yes, good. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Justin Perry. I live on Redwood Drive. Forgive me for not wearing my Sunday best.
I said, that's what we've been working on already.
I'm trying to. But anyways, like Mr. Nolan said, I live at the very, it's a dead end on Redwood. And 3 years ago, my neighbor who lives on Promenade, he has a back access gate that goes on to Redwood Avenue, or Redwood Drive. And 3 years ago at the time, he needed to access that back gate, but we actually had a vehicle down in front of that gate at the moment. It couldn't be moved. And so he came to the former city council and, the former zoning officer and made this ordinance, or suggested this ordinance to be what it is. And now, 3 weeks ago, Officer Jimmy Combs came to my house and said that the law was called again about said ordinance, saying that we were blocking that back driveway. Officer Combs told me then and there, he said, as I can see, you're not blocking this driveway, and he said, as far as I know, there's no ordinance in saying that you can't even park on the street in all of Stanton. And then later that evening, he called me with the bad news of this ordinance. I think him as well as I and a few others agree that this ordinance was put in to make as a fair play for everybody, but I don't see how it's very fair that a whole entire street is blocked off from parking whenever one person had a problem with it. And I can understand the blocking of the gates and stuff like that. If we're allowed to park at the very end of the street, right where, you know, my house is, it is very much out of the way. He can go in and out of his back gate as he pleases, and, you know, no problem at all. I can understand that very well. I would like to have access to it too. But with the scenario right now, we have 4 cars out of a 2-car driveway, you know, so they gotta be parked somewhere. And if they're parked at the end of the street, like I said, I think it would solve this whole entire thing between everybody.
Good. Any questions from the council?
No, just an overview. We're going from no parking at all to you can park there as long as you're not blocking it.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, blocking the driveway or
Or
unable to turn into it. That
Just
you're-
you're parking at the end of a
It's a
dead
dead
end
end.
street.
Yes, sir. It's actually, it meets the fence that goes along with Stanton Elementary.
Yeah.
now, he would be able then to put a car there as well as you, or is that?
One side of the road, yeah, I mean.
Well, I feel like I'm sorry, I'm his mother, I'm Robin Perry. And, I feel like he lives on Promenade.
Correct.
He should be on his side of the street. You know, if he needs to
And he-
access his trailer to get out onto Redwood, that's fine. But I don't feel like why he should even be parking up there.
Who owns the property on the end of the street, is where it butts up?
They own one side.
and
You
then-
own that?
He owns it.
Well,
Yeah,
my
they
mother-
own that, and then,
Yeah, he owns the other
and
side.
then the
Uh,
other
yeah.
homeowners
He
on the
owns
other
it.
Like
side.
I said, the
His
street that
back
is,
part backs up here and this is their front part.
Okay.
yeah, the street that's in front, that is, you can park whatever you'd like to park on it, and they do that. Everybody on that street does that. So I think that with allowing Redwood to be able to be parked on, that would be great. I think the fair, like, I can understand him having a spot, but I think the fairest way, because that's kind of like having cake and eating it too. At that point, we're allowed to park, they're allowed to park. There's your streets, have at it, you know? And like I said, we need 2 spots. We've tried to help, you know, my fiance lives with me, with our daughter. She doesn't even have her own vehicle there. It's at her parents' just to help comply with all this stuff. I'd like her to have an extra vehicle in case.
So there'll actually be 4 vehicles?
Yes, sir. It'll be my 2-car driveway and then 2 parking spots at the very end of Redwood Drive.
Okay. Anything else from the council?
No.
Dot, anything on that? No.
Policy decision.
Policy?
The only question I have is just because it'll affect me indirectly later on when this becomes,
Well-
you know, an issue. Is he allowed, and I just asked Randy, and I'm just making sure, he would be allowed to park up there as well though, correct? So like, he wanted to park at the end of that driveway, that still takes their spots though, right? I just know that's what's gonna happen, because there's been so much animosity between these two, he will go for, I mean, I think that will cause an issue.
Is that just property in his right away on the
Well, it's
backside?
just an open street,
No,
it's
it's
a
just an
living
open
street, so if
street.
he's allowed to, if they're allowed to park there, I don't know that he wouldn't be allowed to park there as well.
I guess you could drive
Well,
over from
what's
that.
his
and park in
address?
front of his
His
house.
address faces
Promenade.
Promenade.
He's on Promenade. He just accessed it with a
But the
boat
Go
and
by
stuff
the
like that.
address of the property
That's why I'm
owner.
asking, is there some kind of
My
verbiage we should
opinion.
change in this to make that more specific, you think? Or so it doesn't cause problems later on for you guys, is
That
what
would
I'm
be,
saying.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, because he did that.
I didn't
in the
even
past.
think about that until we were just talking.
That would be
here,
very,
just to be
that would
honest.
be.
We're a growing city. Have we looked at any of these other larger cities that have run into the same exact problem and
Fayette
seen how?
County does.
Huh?
Fayette County does. Around UK, they'll have designated parking
For that.
for that particular neighborhood, but, you know, it's kind of a rarity. A street is a street is a street. Anybody can park on it. But, you know, there are communities that have designated parking that go with particular properties, but you're kind of opening a Pandora's
Yeah, no,
box, because
yeah.
everybody wants the best parking
Not
spot.
hire that big a man.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's something that if it becomes a problem, then we could address that parking for residents in front of their homes or something like that, because you got
So you're saying leave it as it is right now, Dixie, and
I
then
would
if it
say
causes
if it
issues
causes
later,
a
kind
problem,
of
we
approach
just-
it then?
You know,
I
because
think
if
it's
you got
unfair
room
that
right in
they
front of
can't
your
park at
house
all,
to park,
so I think we fix that problem.
What,
and go.
what was
Okay.
it? What
Right.
you said?
I said, I think it's unfair that they can't park at all. So
I
I think we
agree.
fix that problem and then go from there.
Well,
We don't know how, we don't know.
First of all, his address is Promenade.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Redwood.
Right.
Why is he worried about
It's just
Redwood?
difficult.
I mean, he needs to be worried about what's going on Promenade than
Yeah.
Redwood.
Well, I can see him saying, you know, if you were blocking his gate
Gate.
to be able to get out,
But
it's one
nobody ever
thing.
has.
Yeah,
I
Just
mean,
that one
just
time
that
the
one
car-
time the car broke
Yeah.
down.
but
And then he
other
wanted to be
than,
above
other than
that.
that, there's
Right.
really no reason if he's got enough parking in front of his house.
I'm
to
trying to think of
park
that, I'm
back
not sure I'd
there.
let some random person park in front of my house on Oak Street.
He does
So I don't know how we
on
can
Promenade,
regulate
but
that.
he's worried about over.
I know.
It's the golden rule.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's it. I mean,
Just all go park in front
Well,
of
You
his
go over and park in front of his house.
house and then walk in.
Please stop.
There is a no parking sign.
I know, but I'm gonna call you
Yeah,
too.
so that will have
Yeah.
to be
Okay,
Okay.
What I'd like,
hang on, guys.
a different street, but I've had complaints of Plum Street.
Yeah.
Parking.
Oh, it's that big,
That big truck.
rig.
Well, I went by that morning, there was 3 cars, a big trailer and
In
2
that
other
same
cars,
spot?
all different, all the way down.
Really?
Well, the cars aren't so much a problem, but that big
But
trailer
they're
can
parked
really
like
be.
the whole, I mean, you
Which-
got it.
I don't know if it's level, but I did go
I-
have to move it because.
I'm
you
just saying,
walk in
whatever
the
we
whole
do
road.
here, we're gonna have to,
Well, it might be something you.
because they're parking right in the middle of he's on a dead end.
Right, his
People
people
are
are
parking
Well,
right in
Plum,
the middle of the street.
Plum Street is a dead end.
Yeah, I did have-
Yeah, but they're parking,
well, but
They're
Plum
not
Street-
parking at the very end of it.
No.
though.
No,
Yeah.
it's all the way
Oh,
down.
okay, got you.
it's like they're taking up one side of the road, they're
So
not
is-
pulling in the ditch.
On your street, there's just houses on this side of the street. There's no house that forward faces across from you, right?
Right.
Right.
So
It's,
this is a single row of
Yes, ma'am.
houses, and Promenade is a double row, right?
no, ma'am.
No, it's
So
a
they
single-
don't have
Promenade-
houses on that
Promenade
side?
is both, it's a double.
It's got a double
One-
side.
Yeah, it's got,
Yeah, they're.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
every house in the front facing of Promenade is the backyard.
back up, yard
I'm
facing
sorry.
you off, yeah.
In the front
So it's
face of
three
Redwood is the
houses,
backyard of
three
Promenade.
different houses.
Yeah.
It does say that, like, if you're having problems passing, or if it's doing that, like that, it's still, and we have that in the nuisance orders too. So like, in regards to Plum Street, they're allowed to park there as long as they don't block half the street and people can't get past. So you do
Hey,
have
there was
some
a-
recourse for those
Like a
situations.
30-foot
Oh, I know, I
trailer
went
and
and
a
had them
trailer.
moved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked to them.
Yeah.
So I think that we fix the problem, we allow people to park on Redwood, and then I think we have a broader issue as a council and as the city of Stanton, that we need to research and try to come together on how we're gonna handle parking throughout the citywide.
It's very unfortunate when they built a lot of these houses back,
Well,
people didn't have 4 or 5 cars.
well, that's the
People had
thing,
2
you know,
cars
everybody had
at
one
most.
car, maybe two, and now they,
Well, you got a work vehicle,
Now,
a personal
yeah.
vehicle.
Well, everybody, yeah,
This-
everybody has to work.
This would be a first reading,
the
correct?
kids all
On
have
this,
cars
okay.
when they.
And I'll make a motion
Motion.
to approve the first reading. of the
All right,
changes.
a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right.
No, they don't take effect until there has to be
Oh,
another reading,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to sign
I
it.
was fixing
We'll
to
have a
tell
special
them.
meeting.
Hey, will that be at another?
You don't
city
have to
council
come.
Are you in contact with, they're gonna they'll let you know when it's,
Okay.
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes into effect.
We'll let
So
you
that's-
know.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you guys so
So
much.
it's in motion, the process is pretty up.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
Good, okay.
I'm just here for being open.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go up to number 8, which is this the restaurant tax?
Yeah,
it changed
on the second page.
Yeah, the second page.
Okay. Ordinance levying a restaurant tax pursuant to KRS 91A.400 effective January 11, 2017. So are we updating this? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, section
The
two.
highlighted spot on the second page.
Oh, there it is. Okay, gotcha. So we're going from City of Stanton Tourism and Convention Commission to City of Stanton, and City of Stanton shall remit the funds to the Stanton Tourism Commission. Any,
No, I support, I think that clears up some of the issues, and the ordinance says it goes to the commission. There's been agreements in the past that says the city collects it. I think the state law supports us collecting it, in my opinion,
Okay.
and I think this clears it up.
Okay.
As far as who collects the tax, and then we turn 100% of it over to the tourism commission.
Okay.
So,
Anything else? All right, we have a motion for this first reading, all right?
Motion.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Now, does this mean that Stanton is going to keep their own tourism
As of
and
right
not
now.
join up?
yeah, this has nothing to do with that. So basically,
This is just fixing something.
yeah, basically there's a disagreement on who should collect the tax, whether the commission themselves should or whether we should. To give you some historical context, because I had some questions. Originally, the ordinance said that the tourism commission, the tax was remitted to them.
Right.
So at some point back in then, they couldn't collect it, so an agreement, not a written agreement, a handshake agreement was made for the city to collect it for them, and there's some ambiguity of who is supposed to collect it, there's some debate on who's supposed to collect it, so this clears that up. Puts it in the ordinance.
Thank you, I
It
appreciate
will
the
probably,
information.
it will probably still be debated somewhere.
But that's okay.
But this is our position, we want to collect it.
Yeah, we just wanted to, people to know where we,
Right now, you're fixing one mess that you fix.
exactly,
All right?
so far.
Right.
All right.
The next one is ordinance number 26-005, establishing garbage, waste, and trash collection rates and establishing certain regulations and rules related to garbage, trash, and waste collection in the city of Stanton, Kentucky. It will cover residential as well as commercial basic rates. Any questions, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like the increase, but I have looked and looked and looked and looked, and I don't see any way that it's avoidable.
Yeah, exactly.
You
We
know,
agree with
Rocky
you.
raised the rates, we unfortunately have to pass it on.
Yeah.
Even though I strongly disagree with it, I hate to raise any type of pricing.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Right now is a tough time.
We lost money last year on that, didn't we?
Well,
How much is it going up on a bill per month?
Resident.
$4.
Oh, in city.
And you see then your commercials on.
Okay, so $4 a month increase.
Yeah. And we're only doing it because Rumpke's doing it.
Now,
Yeah.
so, and I missed last month, and I know you all approved the bids, but we did go with the constant steady, we know what fuel's gonna be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's likely that
Yes.
this rate could last for a few years, correct?
3
Right.
years, 3 years.
So we're locking it in for 3 years. I
Yeah.
feel better about,
Yeah,
Right.
locking this in for
With,
3 years.
yeah, with the volatility of, or, variation in gas prices and
Well,
stuff
yeah,
right now.
diesel $6 right now.
Yes.
It would be-
Yeah.
Yeah.
could you imagine?
It's just-
if we
oh,
went with,
gosh.
With,
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You never know now. Do I have a motion to accept this?
Make a motion.
All right, second. All in favor? All right. The next ordinance is something new with regard to nuisance violations. Again, one of the things we tried to do is, we've got some blighted, we got some abandoned, and we got some dilapidated, property. And one of the difficulties is being able to hold them accountable, to somehow, motivate them to obviously kind of clean up the mess. So what we've worked with, and Dodd's been part of this too, is if you look on section 2 there, you'll find something that has not been in the past, and that's some civil fines for nuisance violations. And you can see that there. That's kind of, I think, the heart of it, unless, that really is probably the heart.
No, and foreclosure.
And foreclosure, yeah, it's in here too, and that's section 5.
And this ordinance, just to touch base on the mayor, there's like a certain section that you have to go by 838-060. It's not had the exact formatting, so if you all want to look it over and see, I've not had time to get it in writing to you guys, but if we could do if you all agree with it, you could do a first reading tonight, and then I'll have it in the right format for the second reading.
One question.
Yeah.
First violation's $100. If it's more than 3 months, it's another $100. Like if it's the 4th month, they get the second one.
200.
I don't have a
No, it
copy
says
of it in
within
front of
3
me.
months.
Second violation within 3 months is $200.
I'm saying if it's 4 months, does it go back to 100?
oh, you're
The way
saying, is it
that-
reset?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes. The way I read it, if it says.
Whenever
Maybe I'm not reading it correctly.
First violation, 100.
I see that. So you're saying like if I violate it today, then I violate it next week, I'm paying 200. But if I violate it today and I don't violate it again until 6 months from now, I'm back to 100.
So is it
That's the
kind
way I
of
read
the verbiage, is that what we're saying? How it's-
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's saying, if I've got my first violation this month,
Right.
but I go 4 months from this month,
Yeah, that's it.
And you get
I go
another one on
back
the
and pay
same
the 100,
property.
go to the first, or and then it's still a second warning, or?
It's on the same property?
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
same property.
Same property, same
That would be a s-
violation?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, if it was, if 4 months went by, it would be like DUIs, you know, you get your
Okay.
first DUI, but if so many years goes by,
It's
it's still another, you know, it's another first offense.
So it resets.
But my only concern with that is, they figure out it's every 4 months, are we gonna, but,
Well, if they keep it clean for
They
4
would
months and
accumulate
and
fines.
then they get fines
eventually
cleaned
Yeah,
up, I
that's true.
guess, you know, as long as they're keeping it clean that long,
that's true.
you know.
But
Well,
should
the
we
other-
get
The
a
biggest
permanent?
thing this is gonna
So-
solve, as far as getting extra fines and stuff, is like dilapidated houses. Yeah.
That's the biggie right now. We're
But,
dealing with.
but if subsection B is the one that kind of puts it all in perspective, each day a violation continues beyond the compliance deadline shall constitute a separate offense. So you're looking at, you know,
So
depending
it
on-
could be the second offense, just would be 100, because it.
Well, I mean, every day would be another
Every
offense.
day.
Yeah,
So it
$800 a
just,
day.
it
Well, no,
just-
I'm talking about if they clean it up, but then it's right back in that shape in 4 months.
yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the flip side is, they probably won't do that, and then it'll be like
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah, I see what
And
you're saying.
so you're looking at hundreds of dollars on this, and so that's, when we were kicked, here's the policy part of this, there's different ways you can approach it.
Yeah.
You can have, higher offenses, but, you don't want it to be outrageous, because with each day being a separate offense, it can be thousands of dollars within just a little bit of time. And one of the drafts that we kicked around had much higher fines on this, but I kinda looked at Ann and said, Ann, goodness, I mean, you know, they go on vacation, have a violation, come back, they owe a fortune.
Yeah.
And so, that's one way, or two different ways. The other way to look at it is you can say, I don't want to fool with this, we'll just make it a criminal offense. And then that puts everything on the back of the county attorney.
Which is kind of
That
what we've been
takes,
doing, Barksville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some communities do that,
No, that's not working.
but a lot of people get ticked off, particularly business people that have rental property, and say, I'm not a criminal, what are you saying I'm a criminal? And really, it's just a cost transference where you force the county to be your enforcement agent. So as a policy matter, you've got a lot of decisions you can make. This was kind of Ann's attempt and my attempt to kind of go with something that would get the ball rolling, okay? And create as little waves as possible in the process, because what I've observed from this commission is you like to extend grace to people, but when they habitually abuse that grace, you want to have the tools to be able to move forward. And this is kind of what we've done with this, but, you know, these fines, this is all policy, and so we just put a proposal to you all
Yeah, it's-
that we try to reflect the attitude of the council. And so that's what we've observed, that you're great on grace. I've seen that today, but sometimes people abuse that, and you just gotta move forward. And that's what we're trying here. But if you all wanna, there's nothing in the law about these rates. You can change it, and you could even say, you know, at one of the drafts I had for Ann, we had it a criminal offense, and Ann said, we're not gonna do that. So we took it out.
Well, I mean,
But
you got some people that if they just didn't mow their grass, I'd have to, if I did it the same across the board, I'd be putting people in jail for just not mowing their grass if they didn't have a lawnmower or stuff like that. So I
Well,
just-
it wouldn't be a jailable criminal
Oh, it wouldn't?
offense, it would be a finable. And so what you're doing is you're
Well,
just,
maybe I misunderstood what that means.
yeah, but, you know, this is, you know, from what I've observed, this puts you all in charge of it. If you delegate it, two different things could happen. They could be more aggressive than you all chose to be, or it could sit on their desk and nothing could happen. Those are the two options. And you all could constantly be calling the county attorney,
Yeah.
why are you not dealing with this? And he's thinking, I got 3 murders and you're hassling me about grass.
We have one now that's been going on for 2 years since I've been back, and
Yes,
the
yeah.
courts right now, and it's not done.
And it's been in the courts forever, hasn't it?
Well, 2 years.
And I guess the good news is, I mean, there's a dozen maybe to 15.
Yeah, I
So it's a
mean-
dozen to 15 folks that we
Yeah,
have
I mean,
with.
realistically.
It's not-
And one of those.
We got
is
900
like
homes and
over
we're
now.
down
It's
to just a few.
So my question is, what about the ones that care less about the fines, they're never gonna pay them? In which case, we're kind of looking for, is there still a path to go into the
The
court system?
other thing that I was
Or are we
thinking. and
forfeiting
not-
that right?
Well, you, like, let's
For
say
the
if it was
extreme.
just mowing grass, we still have the option, we can go mow the grass and put a lien on their property, or, that's in the original ordinance, so that is still an avenue that we can do, you can still take them to
So
court,
the,
because
that's
this is
the
in
question,
addition to
the
that.
lien is so the lien on the property is
Yeah.
is
You
the
could-
extreme the extreme for the people that are like, I don't care if my house is falling down.
Foreclosure.
Well, and that's the policy part there. It,
Okay.
you know, that date, there's nothing in the statute on that date, but it says a lien created under this ordinance remains unpaid for 180 days, which is a lot of time. Then, after recording, you know, I mean, it might be that it's been in existence for 60, 90 days before it gets to me to record a lien,
Yeah,
on there.
then you're talking almost,
Yeah.
half a
6
year.
months,
at
yeah.
least.
Yeah, you're talking a long
6
time.
months,
Yeah.
So, you know, you all could move those things or those
Yeah.
actual time periods around to kind of get it the way you want it. But yes, I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, you know, there was recently a piece of property sold. There was a $785 tax lien, and a $40,000 piece of property got sold on the courthouse steps because the person didn't have the $785 plus attorney's fees, plus court costs, plus, you know, lien recording fees and all that stuff that added up to $4,000, and so it got sold. Which, you know, some people don't care, or a lot of times what I've encountered is it's in an estate and there's like 30 owners.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, you got a piece of property that's worth $25,000, who's gonna hire a lawyer and pay $5,000 to get it cleaned up when they're only gonna get $900 in ownership out of it? So, you know, this is a way for the city to move forward and accomplish it, but there are variables that you all can change. We're just trying to reflect what we hear. And so if you want to change that 180, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of grace. If you want to say, man, that's too long, we need to make that 60 days. That's well within your purview to do that. This is
I just really wanted to like open the
it's
conversation.
a first
to, like,
draft.
getting something.
It's a first draft, and you
Yeah.
all, it's like a slinky, you know, you can move it, you can do anything you want to with it.
I think, you know, due to the fact that how many it's recorded, I think 90 days would be
Yeah,
better
time.
than 180.
Well, if we could go ahead and just approve the first reading, then we can,
With that
with some changes, we can do that. All right, do I have a motion for that?
Make a motion.
All right, second. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right.
And another thing, we do have foreign owners that don't live here. They're out of state.
Yeah.
And then trying to chase people down to get the
Absentee.
lawn mowed,
Right.
that, you know, well, I'll do it when you come and visit. Well, that's, you know, what does that do to the citizen?
It's been a long time problem. This is what state board is addressing
And,
it.
I mean, Ann works hard at it, but, you know, you gotta get some teeth there. Thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
Our next one is number 12. I think you should have received this from Gilliam Consulting. One of the things that has helped the county, and then this is where I was introduced to Timothy Gilliam. He's a fixture down there in Frankfurt. He is a lobbyist, basically is what he does. He has contracts, I assume, he's a consulting firm. And one of the things that helped Eddie and the county was Tim work with them to take kind of their, you know, their projects that they wanted, and he was able to introduce it to kind of key people on appropriations committees, state senators, state representatives, and those kinds of things. And, you know, I'm happy for them because the county did very well with this last go-around. It's a biennial budget, so it's 2 years. But they were able to secure funding for several key projects here in the county. And so, in talking with Tim, he asked if that's something we might be interested in. I said, I think it's something we would be interested in because one of the keys I'm learning about Frankfurt is you've got to have somebody down there fighting for you. I mean, every day, every week, especially when they're in session. And you know, I'm just one. I did the best I could, you know, with the people I know and the people I was able to meet. But these guys, this is what they do. And so if it's the pleasure of the city council, we would basically work on a 1-year term. Basically, the services are $1,500 a month, and so we would pay $750, and the county would pay $750, and that would give. And he's already talked to me, basically, you know, free. Has already given me some advice and pointed me in the direction that I need to go to apply for, you know, especially water projects, which is kind of a key for us here. But he's willing to act as a consultant for us, kind of a mediator, you know, between us and down there in Frankfurt. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Personally, I think it's a good idea. Michael said he is really good.
He is.
He really, you know, from where he's on the fiscal court, he said, now he's good. He said he knows what he's doing and has really helped. And since we're splitting the cost, it wouldn't be, you know.
Yeah, it'd be monthly, $750 a month,
Yeah.
and basically probably be
You know,
put in
you
the
get-
budget, you know, when we start in July.
You get $4 or $5 million out of it one year.
What is it?
I was just thinking 9,000 a year.
Yeah, $750 for.
Yeah. Cause how much what did the county end up getting?
They got, Tim, I think it was around 20 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
8, 9.
I don't know. exactly.
8.2.
Yeah. Eddie told me it was around 20 million.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
they got
zero.
the sewer,
Well, we
and
got-
then I heard
Well, we got
a lake
500,000.
thing that they got
Little.
the, Beach Fork also.
Yeah.
Some
Well, they
funding
didn't
on
get
that.
the 1.6 million they wanted, but they got the 8 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more, a little under 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
altogether.
They got the dredging that.
Yeah, they got up there at Natural Bridge to 3 million. So and I know he got road projects too, because we got a couple of street projects.
I've heard positive things. I think it'd be great to have somebody up there fighting with us, because to give some context, we got very little out of the legislature session.
Yeah.
If I ain't mistaken, I believe we've got $500,000 for the park. And that's because we had a park board member ask for it, that went on her own and asked for it. But I'm good with it, so I don't know what we need to do for.
We just
take
need to
actions.
make a motion, yeah.
It's kind of like it's not what
Would
you
we,
know, who you
would we
know.
want to wait till July to put it in the
Yeah,
budget?
that's
I think
exactly
that-
what it is.
I mean, you can do it as quick as.
When's the
But, I
county?
mean, they don't come back in session.
Yeah, they don't come back until the fall.
So I think if we
I think
started
July,
July 1.
We start July 1.
And just budget for it.
Put
Yeah,
it
just
in
put it in the budget.
Is he, I guess he's good with that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, he'll be good with that.
Yeah, I say.
Okay, we have a motion then with regard to that.
Make a motion.
All right, second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, I've got a zone change, B2 to B3 on 732 East College Avenue. This is the Screaming Beans property. They're moving from Main Street out there where the Kentucky Auto Parts are.
If you're looking at Kentucky Auto Parts, it's the lot right next to it.
That's where the sign is that what they're on?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be changed from B2 to B3. What does that give them?
It gives them, the main thing is drive-through.
Drive-through, oh yeah, that's correct. So it gives them drive-through. Any questions on that?
Any concern from change?
There was one neighbor there that was at the meeting, it was concerning like some, like tree line and stuff like that, but Steve Back, worked out something with them to make sure that that was taken care of, and they all seemed happy with it.
They were a little
After they
bit
called.
fearful of the water drainage. you
Yeah,
know, in that
yeah.
area.
Steve
And it
was
is
real-
low there,
Yeah.
Well,
That they coming in off of
They'll be
15,
entering and exiting on 15.
15.
Yeah.
so they'll circle the bill.
It's the only way they can exit and enter is there.
Yeah, I was just,
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion for that?
I got it.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Just glad they found a place to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
The next one has to do with Sue's Hot Dog, and that is on West College Avenue, right by China Woke. There's already a building there, and now they're wanting to expand that building. This will allow them a drive-through also. Thoughts?
I got some concerns with that.
Okay.
So they're coming off
15.
West College,
Yeah, come right across from Kroger.
right in front of Kroger's. And I've seen them today, they were backed up into the road today where they're at.
Which they're gonna have more cars, so like right now where they're at, they
Yeah.
can fit 3 cars. Where they're going to, they'll be able to fit 5 to 6. If it's big trucks, it's more like 5. If it's a couple of trucks and some cars,
The whole
it's 6.
thing is that if it causes a major problem,
Yeah.
they gotta back it.
Yeah.
They do.
They did, and I sent that to you guys today in a text, yeah. He sent me an email and written verification that if, because a couple other people messaged me concerned with, it backing up into West College Avenue and with, it being so
Kroger
tight in there, Kroger and
I
all
mean,
that.
it's like directly across from Kroger.
So the alternate plan B would be, if
Yeah.
it caused issues, is they would exit and loop around almost similar to what y'all said, Scream Bean said. They would come off of Halls Road, loop around the building, come through the drive-through.
Which
exit
is
off Halls
hardly
Road.
ever used that
Right.
road.
Right.
And I do have a email from Mike Morton stating exactly what
Okay.
Ann said, so I got that here.
Here's my question, so the purpose of the day, B2 to B3, whether he comes in Halls Lane, whether he comes off,
Right.
that has to be
No,
done.
it's just that he can
The
be there.
actual drive-through, that's regulated separately, like.
Right.
from-
Well, yeah, but it's in the past, there was some things that we didn't even allow a drive-through, correct?
Yeah.
With the
That,
barbecue
yes,
place.
location, I will
Yeah.
say, the planning and zoning board did choose not to let them, the previous barbecue place
Yeah.
have a drive-through there.
So that's the reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What did the plan, I'm assuming the planning and zoning board passed this one?
They did pass this one, they didn't have their only questions in that meeting that I'm wrong, Ruth can, correct me if I'm wrong, but they had some issues with, like, cause at first we were thinking there was gonna be 2 buildings, and then we got clarification on that, and they were concerned with, the same thing, traffic, and then, but at the end, they did agree to pass it.
Well, I'm just glad to hear they got it back up.
Yeah, they do.
That's a-
Yeah, that's right here, right here.
I had went and met with Doug, who works for Tony, because ultimately Tony owns the property, Tony Morton does, and I met with Doug, and
Yeah.
I had voiced him my concerns before I talked to anybody else for the same thing. I mean, there was some concern on my end, and I had already talked to him about that Plan B, but I wanted to get written verification for you guys so that it's just not word of mouth.
And really, Kroger, the problem there at Kroger is in the afternoon when school's off, you know, coming out. Won't have, I mean, theirs is
The
a
busiest
noon.
time, yeah, 12 o'clock is
Yeah.
gonna be when
First
Susan's
or third's
busy.
a little.
Yeah, but it's a lunchtime thing, so it's not
Yeah.
like,
That's true.
you know, probably won't be as much of traffic to start
Right.
with, the
Yeah.
time people are there.
We're concerned about this drive-through being full and then people sitting there
Sitting
waiting.
out.
Yes.
Another McDonald's on
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could actually
Yeah,
kind of
they're
get
only
over on the
open till
wall
like
there
5 or
if
6
you needed
usually.
to.
Well, it's,
Is the latest they're open.
it's a good thing you have the Halls Road, right behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If not, that'd be,
Yeah.
Just, we have a way if it becomes a problem to fix it.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all I'm concerned
Yeah,
about.
because,
Yeah, it's
you
here
know, I
in
talked
writing.
to Dodd, and he did let me know that, you know, if you do pass it, you know, it's kind of hard to have any recourse after that point. So I got it in writing, just that we had a Plan B if it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
But what tools do we have to enforce that Plan B if we're saying, hey, you know, this is a problem, you're not allowed to come off?
Well,
Do we have
anytime,
the tools to do that?
well, I'll let Dodd answer that probably, but I think there is probably some recourse with that, because with even our nuisance ordinance, like, you can't block intersections. There's stuff like that you could probably approach it from that side, but Dodd probably knows more legally than I do.
Well, you can't create a traffic hazard.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they're in the middle of the road, then, you know, obviously you can shoo away customers and prevent that. I mean, that, you just can't stop traffic in the middle of the road. That,
Yeah.
you know, that would be an offense.
Can exit on Halls.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
Plan B is. Or option.
The same thing.
Or option, you
Yeah.
could go off and then go into,
Well, it'd be like,
well, you do Hall, you do Hall.
Yeah.
here's, here it is, here's college.
Yeah,
They come in-
yeah, okay.
I mean,
They
you
come
know,
in
if
this
it
way.
becomes a big problem,
Yeah,
you
they
just
come
block
in
off
this way
that.
and go out, and then if not,
Yeah, as long as we got the tools, that's what I'm asking.
Oh.
Do we have the
All the way
existing
around the field.
legislation that
but
supports
you have to be
us
on the
fixing
left
the
side,
problem?
so
That's,
it'd be
Yeah.
either
like, I'm all,
Liberty Lane
I'm
I'm
good
all
with
for
it.
it, just make
But I just wanna make sure we have the
Yeah.
tools.
Not run into
This is a problem.
Yeah.
Instead of being stuck with a massive
for
problem.
whatever
But just
reason.
the zone change. Yeah, no,
You know,
well,
people
even
go
with
there
the
sometimes.
double,
Just the
you
zone
don't go
change.
around.
I know.
Yeah, to the second drive-through.
It's a little better, but
Yeah,
not.
but some people just don't quite get the
No, I-
drift.
I like the,
And I don't know that I've ever seen more than 5. Cause I've seen people, like actually when it's blocked to go in and just pull in.
Is there-
So
That's
it's-
it.
Everybody okay with,
We're waiting on.
what are we waiting on?
Yeah, I think we're all okay with the change, we're just making sure that
Okay.
we can address it.
we just don't wanna create another problem with the bank.
Without being able to address it.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah, they.
all right, and thank you very much.
I don't think we're gonna know if it's a problem until it gets going.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanna be able to.
But a plan B, well,
Are we okay?
Well, Ann and I were having a sidebar conversation. What's before you now is a zone change.
Yes.
And a development plans for a site have to be submitted. And if you look at contents of a preliminary development plan, a vicinity sketch, topography with contour intervals, location, arrangement, and approximate dimensions of existing and proposed driveways, streets, sidewalks, parking areas, layout of spaces. So, you know, a zone change is just that. It's
Right.
kind of a generic, like meat
It's for
meat
that.
cleaver type
Yeah.
thing. But this, the development plans are where you
That
can
would
get more
follow.
surgical
Yeah.
and have stuff where,
Right.
you know, hey, you know, how you gonna do this?
Right.
You know, you gonna set your building in the back where you can have more of a driveway for your drive-through, or you gonna set it right there on the road and everybody's gonna be piling up on the road? So, you know, as long as they have to, and Ann's shaking her head, yes, as long as they have to do the
Yeah, this,
development
they have to do this
plan.
first to even see if they can have their drive-through.
Yeah, that's my
Then
question.
Yeah, cause
Then they
this is
come
the
up- I
first
see what
step,
you
in-
mean.
yeah.
Like, I'm all for this, I'm making sure we have stuff in place, and I'm guessing you could give them the development plan, and I've heard the term conditional use, you may have to educate me. Can it be conditional that doesn't cause a traffic problem? Or you
Yeah,
want
I mean, the planning and zoning can set that in when
Yeah.
they go to approach this. That
The
would be
development
something-
plan.
Yes, through the
Yeah.
development plan stage,
Okay,
yes.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for B2 to B3.
All right, a second? All
Second.
right, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Number 15. These are some proposed subdivision fee schedule. A minor subdivision fee is $100, a major is, preliminary plat is $400, it's $100 per lot. A final plat is $200, $50 per lot. And, I guess,
The reason why planning and zoning, done these subdivision ranges, we do have a subdivision that it looks like it's coming in. We've never had a major. The difference in between a major and a minor, which we already have fee set, is a minor is considered 5 parcels or less. A major is considered 5 parcels or more, which this has already been submitted as 24 parcels. So that's why, and as Ruth brought up in the first part of this meeting, we are, whether it was Nesbit or Palmer, I want to say that, we would have to pay somebody to look at these, no matter who our engineering firm is. But we would have to go with someone else based on the fact that Nesbit is representing them. But with that said, like for Palmer example, they were charging us $200 an hour. I don't know how quick you think that adds up quick. We have 20 steps to a subdivision, and step 3 is where it starts to get to where they submit things. Like right now, the very first step 1 is put in a pre-application sketch plat, send that to me, get it put on the agenda for the next meeting, then have it looked at that meeting. That's just literally, you get to introduce yourself, say what you're planning on doing. Then the next steps is when it gets sketchy. You know, you gotta make sure everything's being done right. And then if they submit like curbs, gutters, egress, ingress, that's above my pay grade. I wish I knew that stuff, I don't. So we'll have to pay someone to do it. This is just the fees that
not even comparable to Mount Sterling, Winchester, these fees are considerably higher, I mean, just being honest. But it's because they have an engineer on staff.
Right.
We don't
Right.
have that here.
Yeah.
So they have that flexibility that they can have a little bit lower rates because they have the monies to be able to keep an engineer on staff. So I looked at other counties similar to our size and their fee rates, and this is pretty comparable. That's where we come to, but of course it's at your all's discretion.
The question, we're gonna do an RFP, RFQ for these. Can they quote the whole process of a subdivision, or is it gotta be quoted hourly?
Are you talking about the Palmer?
Whoever we,
I
What
mean,
what are we
I think-
gonna request they propose, an hourly
yeah,
rate?
an hourly rate of the whole
It's
job.
It's gonna be hourly.
The way that Palmer did it, I can't, it was they wanted to do it hourly, because I was
Now,
trying to.
there may be others that, you know,
Yeah,
that-
and I, if we,
Well, I mean,
at
they'll
that time, I
quote
don't
whatever
know
we
what
ask, I think. Won't they?
I don't know.
You talk about having them do it on a per lot basis,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that.
throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, we can, it's called a request, I mean, we
It's
can
called a
request it.
request, they can shoot,
I mean, we might get zero
Yeah.
I just can't see
bids, but.
being able to budget a good budget when it's hourly.
If you don't
But
have.
Right.
I did put at the bottom.
You don't know how many hours
But
it's
that-
gonna take. It can
And
fluctuate.
I don't know how legal it is, but, you know, one of the things I put at the bottom is in the event that this goes beyond that amount, but then it's also, I could say the land devil's advocate, like, it's hard to put that on the developer not knowing what that dollar amount's gonna
Yes.
be. Yeah, so I get that.
That's why I would prefer to see
For
per
a job,
lot.
or per job,
Per the job, well,
Oh, you, not per lot, you mean per job.
we can do per job, per lot.
But you would rather see it as, like, me present to
The
the
20
engineering, the 20 steps, and what our ordinance is, and them price it as the total job.
As a job.
Okay, I can do that, I'll
If
get
they'll
some
do
pricing.
If-
So, how is that different from what we're asking here?
Well, here you wouldn't know, they
Predictable.
might charge you
Huh?
5,000 hours, they might charge you 500.
Okay.
You know?
Well,
It's
you
it's
you
more,
also
I'm
have,
it's
if
over.
if we don't
That way
put
we
something
can
in
do
place,
fees.
we don't have any fees right now.
That's what I'm saying, if we know
That's
what it's
the
gonna
only
cost.
other thing that I worry about is, we've never had this happen, so we never set any fees, and if,
This is all
the
new
next
for us.
step will be in May, and they will be presenting stuff.
Yeah, so we need to get this kind of nailed down.
And also.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can have like a special meeting or something
Well,
between
we
now
got,
and then.
I think we got some
Okay.
second reading, so we can have a special meeting next
Okay,
week.
I'll try to get you all some numbers before that meeting then.
Okay.
and also you have to consider too, like if you're doing the utilities of a project, the
Right.
subdivision, you're probably gonna get a civil company that is going to do the information, all the drawings, everything else, the costs, fees, all that kind of
Right.
stuff for one section of it. When you go into another section, building, you may have a different, type vendor there. You may need somebody that's just building house, like a ball
Maybe.
company, somebody that's doing
Somebody,
that kind of stuff.
most engineering has separate people for that.
Yeah.
You know, I know Nesbit has somebody that does
Yeah, and when I
utilities,
usually deal
somebody
with
that
Jill
does.
White on anything to do with
Yeah.
zoning, yeah, or like subdivision, stuff like that, yeah.
So you want us to approve the fee schedule?
No, well,
No?
I guess not, right, we just wait and get a total
Okay.
cost for you guys and then come back,
Well,
which, the only.
knowing yes, that,
I mean, we can-
you know, that.
But we can change it before the second.
that there's a train that's heading this way.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
if
what-
Yeah, that's what I
if
meant.
we try to get something that's perfect, we
We're
might
not-
get run over by the train before
Yeah.
we get to perfection. And so
Well-
the whole reason that we worked quickly on this to get something for you all to consider,
Cause it has to
was,
get approved through planning and
yeah,
zoning
it would
first, then
have-
come back to y'all. and you all
it
can-
would have to be, you know, we have to have something in place if you're gonna expect somebody to
Yeah.
pay it.
I'm
And-
in agreement.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so, and we tried to do, I mean, we didn't look at communities just our size. We looked at communities that had the same resources and of similar sizes. And so, you know, that's where we actually had to go to northern Kentucky
Yeah.
and find a comparison that kind of looked like us. But by definition, I mean, government's not in the business of making money. We lose money on everything we do. The reason nobody does it for profit is because it's a
There is no
loss.
profit.
Yeah, there is no profit. I mean, you can't make money off being a police force and a fire force and things of that nature. So what we're just trying to do is to mitigate the would get you something. It may not be perfect, we can massage it, but I would encourage you to get something on the book, just so we don't get caught, you know, with our
Yeah,
pants
the way
down.
the subdivision, ordinance states it is that you can have fees associated with it, but it has to be, starts with planning and zoning, setting these fees, then it being finalized through you guys, so I would have to take whatever.
Have they already approved
Yeah,
it?
they made a motion on it at our last meeting, I got on the ball like me and Doug worked hard for 2 days on
I
that.
don't see why we couldn't approve it. Matter of fact, I'll make a motion.
All right, make a motion, second. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. Let's open the meter bids. Let's open the meter bids.
We canceling number 5, Red River wastewater, since they can't be here?
Yes, yeah, we'll pick that up at the special meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, thanks. I got my right hand and left hand helping me tonight.
That means we get 3.
We got 3. We got, the first bid is from Kim Banks at $97, or no, 97 cents per meter. Click on that one. And then this is from Ann Snowden. Actually, Ann Snowden, Jimmy Combs, and Sam Boland submitted bids to the city for $1.15 per meter. And then Matthew Snowden, Scarborough, Sammy, 90 cents per meter.
Is this meter reading?
Yes, this for the meter, reading the meters. We had some real issues with the meters, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
something
Well
like that.
done.
Yeah.
We gotta get this,
Yeah.
I know, we gotta get it right.
Yeah, the cheapest is not always the best.
Okay.
well, but, I mean, people have legitimate complaints.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're-
We've had some discussions with Frankfurt too, so
Yep.
we wanna get it right.
Yep.
They know it.
So.
Okay, you
in
got
my
one
opinion-
at 97 cents, one at 90 cents, and then one at $1.15 per meter.
So,
And all these will cover the liability in that.
Well,
Liability
yeah.
insurance.
Right, they'll have to, whoever takes it has to have it.
I have a question. So when we choose one, you know, like what kind of scope or agreement or whatever we have, contract wise,
Do you have,
we have,
do we have a con?
We have a
We
contract.
have a
we do,
contract.
and it says do this, this, and this, and this, or you don't get
Yes.
paid?
Yes.
Kinda,
They
okay.
have to read them to get paid.
Bid
They have to
on a
have
certain
liability,
amount of time.
liability insurance. How much is it, $1 million? Is there liability insurance?
250,000.
250,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So,
What will this be till June, then we'll have to redo it
Do
in
it
July?
again. The previous contracts have been like yearly.
Well, I know, but we're right
We're in the
now.
middle of a contract, is the thing.
I'm
We have
thinking
to-
that,
Was it a year, wasn't it? Or was it?
Yeah, it was a year.
Okay.
we have an
a year.
unfinished contract.
So we have an unexpired, basically,
So
contract.
is that what we
I
have to
mean,
do?
if we give this to
How was
somebody,
it advertised?
Huh?
How was it advertised?
yeah, I don't know.
I
No,
don't think it said.
It is.
It didn't say.
What did it say? I mean, what was the actual wording of the advertisement?
I don't have it.
Just that we were taking.
We got it right here.
I mean, if it's broad enough,
So-
you can do it any way you want to.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Well,
I think it was talking about the cheapest rate.
I don't think it said.
Well, my thing is,
No, it said, what you told me, word.
we're gonna give them a couple months, see how they.
I said lowest and best bid
Yes,
is what I.
lowest
said.
and best bid, or best bid.
But what was the scope of the work that was on, I mean, what was the exact language on the?
You got it?
We
there?
have to.
I have a copy.
Is it on Facebook?
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's on Facebook.
Real quick, while they're looking that up, so,
Not true if it's not
long
on
term,
Facebook.
so this has been an issue, it's been an issue long before I was a council member, long term, and I know the solution, you probably checked on the price, is the many per year.
that's-
Even if it takes 10 years, 10 years from now, it may not be us, but
Right.
at least somebody won't have to deal with
That's-
it. If they'd have
that's-
done it 10
right.
years ago, we wouldn't be in this
That is
situation
the
today.
goal, that is the goal.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can start working on that and get some proposals for doing, we got 2,300 meters, doing,
I've
you know,
already,
230 a year.
Yeah,
at
let me,
200.
let me update you on that. I've
Okay.
spoken to several meter companies, you know, they've come in here or else I've contacted them. The way Malstern does it, they do about 300 per quarter or per year or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's how we would start.
Yeah.
And-
You
and
said
they-
350 per?
it varies somewhere between 250 and 350, depending on whether you have them put it in or whether we ourselves put it in.
You're
They
just
w-
saying like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're putting it in. We have a water and sewer department. They put the meters in. Sorry, if you don't agree with me, but that's where I was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
That's-
But it's been in the works for some time. When I went down to Frankfurt, I actually asked for 1,100. I knew I wouldn't get 1,100, but I thought I'd get something, but I didn't get anything. So, yeah, it's in the works. We have, everybody around us has it, so we have to do it.
I don't see any time.
What was the last bid we had? Was it around 90 cents?
90 cents.
90 cents.
So,
So this is,
We got three,
the lowest bid is budgeted, what
what was the budget?
90 cents based off of, or was it 89 cents?
It was 90. Danny before was doing it for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did $1, and they did 90 this time, yeah.
but our current budget's based on 90 cents, so that's another issue.
Well, this is unexpired, so we're gonna have to just,
For me,
it's
you
gonna
would
finish
just
out
finish
to what,
out
June?
this, and then
Yeah.
they'd have to,
Well, I think in 2
Read it.
months, we're gonna know,
We will know.
we're gonna know, we're gonna have to come the first month.
yeah. Yeah, whoever gets it,
To
they start.
to answer your question,
No, I'm talking about knowing that.
I think
they're
it
gonna
can be
ready.
as long or as short as you want it to be. It's,
I mean, we've got, yeah,
Because it is
there are
unexpired.
people,
no, it just
Market for
solicited
meters, see if
bids,
they're all-
so if you select a bid, you can negotiate with that person and it can be for 2 months or a year or whatever, but you've got your proposals, so
Yep.
I think you need to select one of
So
those
it could
3
be-
proposals, and if you want it to be a 2-month proposal, then it could be a 2-month proposal.
Could we make it like a probationary type?
You could do anything you want to.
Okay.
Well, I think it's all perform or
perform
Well, in the
or
contract,
go.
it
Or I,
yeah.
Yeah, that was
What
in
we're
the
gonna want.
thing.
In the
perform.
contract, it says we can cancel it at any time if we're not happy with it.
Okay.
And they can cancel too, or the previous contract.
So,
My position is we move on to 90 cents and it's the same budget.
okay, I just wanna, who's Kim Banks? I don't know these people, cause
Is that Kim that lives out by me, behind me? Is that Kim?
it's,
I think-
102
she used to be
Plum
Kim
Street.
Oh, no, Plum Street, no, that's Kim.
Smith.
That lives on the corner there.
Smith.
Kim
Are-
Smith, Kim Smith.
Are you the one that's, are you Matthew?
Is,
No.
so that's Tim.
Your brother.
So, yeah,
Oh,
is
man.
that, is that who it is?
Yes.
That's.
I was thinking your son, but that's his brother. Well, I forget about Max, he don't live.
I don't know him, so
Which I'm assuming.
tell
you're
me,
some type of conversation.
are you older than him or?
No, he's
No,
old.
he's over than I
Oh,
am.
okay.
He's, he was over all of the medical helicopter,
Yeah.
I can't remember the company he worked for, Air Method, about 30 years.
Okay.
Now he's come back and he's farming a little bit.
Now, will he be doing this by himself?
That's his part of the business, not mine.
No, I mean,
I'm just
that's
here.
2,300. I mean, we're gonna tell you, it's tough.
There's like 10 days he has to read.
Yeah, he knows that.
Yeah,
Like I say,
And-
that's part of his business, not mine.
yeah,
I'm just here as a brother and to help and answer any questions.
yeah. Cause, we will, I mean, whoever comes in is under the Paris, is it scope, whatever you call it? Yeah, thank you. I mean,
Magnifying glass.
Telescope.
Microscope.
telescope, there, your microscope,
There we
there,
go.
your microscope.
But you should never put a bid in if you don't think you can handle the job.
Right.
Well, I understand that, you know, and, I'm just saying, from years that I've been here, working with at least a couple, they believe they could do the job. but
Harder than you think.
it didn't turn out as well. So I'm not saying it cannot. I don't know Matt at all.
I mean, that goes with any bid out there. You put that bid in there and then you're saying you can handle it.
Yeah. And as we say, with time, we'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, do we have a motion?
Did you get a motion or?
I'll make a motion.
Which?
I think we should, I think it's already budgeted. I think we want to address it in the future, but I think we got some budgetary work before we can
So-
go up to $1.15. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
So 90?
90 cents a piece.
For Matt Snowden?
No,
Yeah.
it's the Gilmore.
No.
Who?
Oh, Matt's not.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was at 97.
Oh, she was a nice, I had it right there.
Have a second on that? All right, all in favor? All right. Any opposed? All right, motion carried.
Now, a question for you, and y'all might have said, and I might have not heard me. Is that just for the 3 months to finish this year out?
That's,
And they bid?
he'll negotiate that with
Yeah.
Matt once he sits down with him.
Yeah.
'Cause he's still got to stroke, they still got to stroke some pins and get an agreement going.
Yeah,
We're approving the rate for budgetary purposes.
And we just want to go over exactly what, we expect and what we desire.
But he'll execute the contract with the mayor. He doesn't start reading meters tomorrow just because we approved the rate. We only, from the council side of it, we care about the rate because we have a budget that we set. So,
Okay, next one is the review of the March year-to-date budget. We're at 75% is where we're at. We've got one more quarter, April, May, June.
I have one concern, and I think it's been a concern each month, and I think it's at $10,000 over right now. And
What
I think
is-
that's going to continue to grow
what
is
is
the
that? Which
sewer
one?
wages.
Sewer wages.
Yep.
Yep. Sewer wages.
Whether, I'm not negating or disputing whether it was necessary or not at this point. I'm just saying, what kind of plan do you have to minimize it? Because it could easily grow.
Yeah.
It's 10,000 over right now, and that's gonna keep growing
Right.
in the last 2 months. What are we doing?
Yeah, let me tell you what I did. I gathered the guys in here, we talked with them, and we especially, the main subject was overtime. And so, basically, there's 3 that can work, weekends. That's kind of where we get our overtime, it's on the weekends. And so, and anything for a call out or anything has to go through, dispatch. So we know, we can monitor that. So basically, instead of all 3 being on call all the time, you only have 1 on call from Wednesday to the next Wednesday, and then another one rotates in, and another one. And so far, we looked at the figures that came in, and basically, the one person that was out was the one that, got the overtime. Everybody else was minimal at the best. So we're monitoring it, make sure that just one person is out there.
So what do we budget, 20%? Because I know overtime is
20.
necessary, it's gonna happen, but
Oh,
we have
20.
20 or 30, what do we budget?
20.
20%?
Yeah. So, and
We're
we're monitoring it, I'm monitoring that. We looked at the last pay period, which is, today, actually. And so we're not saying that I'm totally happy with what it is, but, we're looking at it, keeping an eye on
Okay,
it.
I'm just looking at numbers, and
Yeah.
it's 10,000 now, it could very easily end up being
Right.
30,000 by the end
Correct.
of the year.
Anything else? Can I have a motion to accept that? All right, second. All in favor? All right, any opposed? Don, anything for closed session? No? Public comments?
Nope, I had my say thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruth.
You're welcome.
Hey, Billy, real quick, just remind everybody that we do have free dump days going on for the next 2 weeks. If you need a brochure, come see me at transfer station.
Do you have any we can have here?
Right.
We've had lots of people here, we've been referring them over there, but do we have any that we can have here?
He told me I could get some from his office.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
I'll run over there and
Okay.
get some tomorrow.
They just gotta take it to
To the landfill.
Yeah, they
I
gotta go.
say Nelson or Urban, you
Or
said, right?
Urban, yes.
Yeah.
And the reason we've done this, because people's already chewed my ass out over it,
Right.
is my overhead was so high on trying to get rid of the garbage. This way we could open it up, use that money to let it go more than just 2 or 3 days.
You're
We-
right.
So- That, and then plus
being streamed right now, so they're hearing you, so.
No problem, no, you know,
Right.
no cost you nothing, you come back every day, get it up as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Tommy, anything?
I don't think so.
I think we've addressed.
Think
Billy?
we've already
Everything
done
you can
it.
address in the meeting, so.
I don't think we've got
Dixie?
anything else.
Definitely,
Larry?
Good.
Jason?
nothing else.
Willie? No. Have a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion.
All right, second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right.